on a Tuesday night in Fullerton, two of the most legendary college baseball franchises face off under the lights. A clash between two schools who have a combined 24 College World Series appearances collide. The #1 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, travel to Fullerton, with both teams coming off conference sweeps. Get your popcorn ready. Tuesday Night Baseball is next on ESPN+.
It's a Tuesday around the sport of college baseball, which only means one thing: non-conference action around the sport of college baseball, and quite frankly, none bigger than this one in a sold-out crowd at Goodwin Field as John Savage leads his #1 ranked UCLA Bruins to take on the 4-time national championship Cal State Fullerton Titans. We say hello to wherever you may be. This is a guy that's played against John Savage a couple times in playoffs before, and a former All-American here at Cal State Fullerton, and Jared Clark. My name is Cameron Osborne. Jared, two national powerhouses collide tonight in Fullerton, and this is a rivalry that goes beyond the regular season.
Yeah, we've been playing each other for 50 years, but tonight we got softball against UCLA, baseball against UCLA. We got a sold-out crowd. I'm excited to see what happens.
And the Bruin blue is flying throughout Goodwin Field, and the Cal State Fullerton crowd, well, they're showing up as well. It's packed on the left side of the field as we'll look at the standings, brought to you by the Nutri-Shop in Brea. Cal State Fullerton coming off their series sweep over UC Riverside, sit at 4th in the Big West right now.
Yeah, Fullerton did what they had to do against Riverside in a sweep last week. They got themselves in the playoff position so far, but this is a statement game for both teams, you know, especially with the rivalry. Obviously, UCLA is #1 and Fullerton is not ranked at the time, but I think we're going to see a little tight and magic tonight.
Let's look at our players to watch, brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Well, for Tuesdays, it means you look at the superstars. First for the UCLA Bruins in Rock Chalowski, maybe the best player in the entire country, possible future #1 overall draft pick. And on the other side, too, Paul Contreras. Well, he's riding a 25-game on-base streak. So you have Paul Contreras and then the birthday boy in Chalowski.
Yeah, Chalowski turning 21 years old today, and what a treat for him to be able to come to the beautiful Goodwin Field and play against Cal State Fullerton. We'll see what Paul Contreras has to say about that on his birthday.
What a fun environment this is going to be tonight. Lineups and first pitch when we come back on ESPN+. Of 23 straight games. Meanwhile, Cal State Fullerton, their record at 15-15, but coming off that sweep, so they are winners of 3 consecutive games. Jared, we got 2 hotter teams facing off tonight, and I know you said it a bit before, but Cal State Fullerton's looking for a little upset in the entire country tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. had a crazy game at UCLA about a month ago where the Titans had a no-hitter through, 6 or so innings, but they're looking to get a little revenge tonight.
Here is the Titans starter tonight. Will be an opener here on a Tuesday. The CSUN transfer, the sophomore out of Orange, California, Nick Santivanez. He's been pretty good this year. 10 innings of work, 12 strikeouts. In fact, he's only given up a run this year throughout his appearances on the year, now his 4th start of the season.
Yeah, what a big opportunity Santivanez has tonight, going up against basically one of the best offenses in the country, #1 team. Man, I'm sure he's pumped up tonight.
So UCLA is stepping up to the plate. Dean West, the left fielder, in the Bruin blue with the gold UCLA and number right across the chest, gold numbers on the back. The arrest, West, Chalowski, and Mulavai Lavu to lead it off for UCLA, who is hitting .312 as a team. They have hit 53 home runs this year, have scored the most runs in the Big Ten.
Yeah, one of those classic UCLA jerseys they got tonight with the blue tops and the blue pants and the blue socks with a little bit of a yellow or gold trim there.
The long fly ball into right center field. Paul Contreras is drifting over right in front of the warning track, and Santivanez has his first out and retires, one of the most prolific leadoff hitters in the country.
Yeah, West coming off a really good year last year in 2025. Slow start to this year, and we're about halfway or just over halfway, but there's no one Coach Savage wants at the top of their lineup more than Dean West. But good quick out for the Titans, and now the big bopper comes up.
And the birthday boy in Rock Chalowski. Happy 21st to him. A Chandler, Arizona native awaits ball #1 from Santivanez.
Yeah, maybe he gets to spend his 21st birthday in downtown Fullerton like I did. I doubt it, but I assume they're taking a bus home. But
yeah, they got that road trip to Rutgers coming over. They leave tomorrow, so
he could have some fun though.
A quick 2-0 on Chalowski.
I know we're going to talk about it a little bit, but how about the schedule for now a Big Ten school playing a Tuesday game in Fullerton, bus home tonight, and getting on a plane to Rutgers. I believe they said Newark, New Jersey airport in the morning. Man, what a schedule some of these West Coast teams have in that Big Ten now.
The draft eligible shortstop was his dream to play here at UCLA, and he's just turned into be a career .333 hitter. As Santivanez misses below the zone. 3 balls and a strike now on Chalowski, who hit a home run on Sunday versus USC, snapped an 11-game home run drought. Chalowski absolutely pounds one out to left field, and he makes his statement.
Welcome to Goodwin Field, Rock Chalowski. There's not a field in America that would have held that ball.
Happy 21st to Chalowski. That's a way to celebrate it.
Announcing his presence with authority, as they would say. Wow.
Major league pop.
Absolutely, absolutely. He looks like an absolute stud. Got to watch him take batting practice a little bit, and it was very impressive and kind of what we expected. I assumed we were going to see probably a Chalowski bomb tonight, and he didn't disappoint in his first at bat. And now he's got Mulavai coming up, who has very similar power.
12th on the year for Chalowski, as this is off the end of the bat of Lavu. And on one pitch, Santivanez comes back after that big home run to retire another prolific hitter, and Mulavai Lavu.
Yeah, and obviously a very impressive first at bat for Chalowski there. But if you're, a Fullerton fan, solo home runs are not going to hurt you for the most part. So you'll take a Chalowski at bat in general with nobody on. So good for him to get back in there and throw a strike and get Mulavai Lavu out.
So 12th on the year for Chalowski. In steps the third baseman Roman Martin. With no Will Gasparino in the lineup tonight for UCLA, also no Cashel Duggar, their starting catcher. The case in Consorenia who is behind the plate for UCLA in this one.
Yeah, and there's not going to be too many times to breathe, if you will, for the Titans pitching staff tonight with this UCLA offense. Obviously, it's fortunate for them that Gasparino's out of the lineup tonight, but they got hitters all 1 through 9, and all of the Titan pitchers are going to have to work their butt off to try to get them out.
Yeah, Roman Martin at .356, 42 hits for him this year, 4 homers and 35 RBIs. An on-base machine is Martin, .497 on-base percentage. Santibanez comes back to fire a fastball, but Roman Martin bangs it right back into center field, a 2-out knock. His 43rd hit on the year.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit pregame with Coach Savage, but a lot of Servite guys tonight, right? I got a bunch of buddies that went to Servite, but we got Roman Martin, I believe. A couple guys from Fullerton went to Servite as well, but a lot of representation from that great school just down the road here.
In steps Peyton Brennan, the right fielder. Massive series for him versus USC. You never know who's going to step up in this lineup. You know what you're going to get from guys like Dean West and Rock Chalowski, but it was Peyton Brennan versus USC, 9 for 12 in that series, and he made his mark offensively and with the glove as well.
Yeah, what a great series that was. Just in general last weekend with, UCLA and USC both being top 15 in the country at the time. That probably hasn't happened in quite a while. I got to watch a little bit of the Sunday game, which was very exciting. A lot of home runs in that game, but really cool to see Southern California baseball getting the recognition that they are right now, and the Titans are working their way back to that same place.
It's 2 outs in the top half of the first. Already 1-0 UCLA on the Chalowski home run, as Peyton Brennan in a 2-ball no-strike count. He pops this one up middle of the infield, on the left side. It's Cade O'Hara, the shortstop. And Santibanez has his 3rd and final out, but Chalowski goes deep and makes it 1-0 UCLA, as the Titans will grab the bats in front of a sold-out crowd in Goodwin Field when we come back. California picks up the start against Cal State Fullerton today. It's the second time that Cervantes has started versus the Titans this year. And Jared, this is a guy, uber amount of potential, for second-round draft pick from this most recent MLB draft, and he elected to forego the draft and come to UCLA.
Yeah, how about that? I'm sure he got offered a decent amount of money to go to professional baseball, but he decided to come here and play for Coach Savage and the UCLA Bruins, and he's got a live arm. Excited to see what he can do.
He faces this Titans lineup with Nick Miller, Paul Contreras, and Cameron Kim, 1 and 2 and 3. Cade O'Hara gets the start after hitting the grand slam versus UC Riverside on Sunday. But Cameron Kim, too, also a little bit of a revenge game for him.
Yeah, he almost had a really big hit.
Here's the Bruins defense. Dean West, Call, and Brennan from left to right. It's just a tremendous defense for UCLA. Their fielding percentage over .975 this year. So Nick Miller stepping in. It's Him, Contreras, and Kim to lead us off. .299 batting average for Nick Miller with a home run and 17 RBIs. And Nick Miller skies this one on the first pitch to right field. Over is Peyton Brennan. 1 pitch and 1 out for Cervantes.
Yeah, it's going to be the second time the Titans are seeing Cervantes this year. He started when they played about a month ago or so at UCLA. Titans got him for a couple runs early there, and then actually Titans no-hit them for about 6 or 7 innings at UCLA, but they got a challenge tonight. This kid's got some good stuff. He's going to come at you, 92, 94 mile an hour fastball. Good off-speed stuff. As long as he can throw those for a strike, he's going to be very tough for the Titans to hit tonight.
Cervantes went 2 1/3 in his start versus Cal State Fullerton. Gave up 4 hits and a run. That came on the 3rd of March. And he faces the smoking hot Paul Contreras.
Yeah, what a great job Paul Contreras has done for the Titans, especially maybe towards the second third or second half of the season so far here. But he's a very dangerous hitter that you can't make a mistake to.
Paul Contreras on a 25-game on-base streak, was on base 5 times in the UC Riverside series. That included 3 intentional walks. And that should tell you all you need to know about the Titan right fielder, who has the red light on a 3-0 pitch from Cervantes at 92.
Yeah, and how about Cervantes, man? I mean, 50th overall, second rounder out of high school. So surprising to see a guy like that.
This ball's peppered into left center field, and Paul Contreras now a 26-game on-base streak. It's bobbled in center by Colin. Contreras will take the extra 90 feet.
Great piece of base running there by Contreras on a hard hit ball. All his job right there is on a base hit is to take a good, hard, aggressive turn, and if they make a mistake like they did, get on second base, and he did exactly that. So good job by him, and now the Titans got a runner in scoring position with 1 out, and there are 3-4 hitters coming up, so see what they can do here. But what I was saying about Cervantes is you don't usually see in any days, first, second, third rounders passing up that opportunity to come play at any college for that matter. So Cervantes must not have liked, for one, what he got offered, but 2, he must have loved what UCLA is building here for their baseball club, and what Coach John Savage and Bryant Ward and everyone over there is doing.
So they ruled out a single from Contreras, an E8 in center by Phoenix Call, and in steps the former UCLA Bruin from a season ago, and Cameron Kim. Still top 10 in the country in doubles is Cameron Kim, with 15 of them on the season.
Yeah, and as we know, Cameron Kim coming from UCLA last season. He played there last year, didn't get too much playing time, and I mean, Cameron Kim being mostly a shortstop. Obviously, we have Rock Chalowski out there. He didn't see as much playing time as he wanted in his future at UCLA, so he decided to come put on the pinstripes here at Fullerton and see what he can do here. So
2-1. There's that nifty off-speed pitch from Angel Cervantes, in for strike 2.
A comment that I loved from him, and I spoke to him briefly before the game. I was like, you got to be feeling good, right? A little bit of revenge, right? And that's what I'm thinking as a broadcaster, right? And he was like, it's just another game, man. And I love that. What a great, comment or comeback comment from him. It's just another game. Obviously, you probably feel those things inside, but your mentality as a hitter or as a baseball player coming into a game like this, you don't want to get overhyped and say, oh, man, I'm really going to get those Bruins back for what they did to me. It's just another game. Do what you do and try to help your team win this ball game, and that's exactly what he said to me.
The count is full on Kim. Cervantes fires a 3-2, a fastball floated into right field. Brennan all the way towards the line, able to make the catch. Tagging at second is Contreras on his way to third, as that throw almost escapes Martin over at third base. Cameron Kim does move over the runner with 2 outs now for Kirchner.
Yeah, Cam just got under that a little bit. Good piece of hitting, taking that pitch the other way, but also a good job by Contreras reading that ball in the air, knowing it was going to be an easy, caught out, tag up, get to third base. Now ball in the dirt, pass ball ties this ball game.
Andrew Kirchner at 228, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. And he pops up the first pitch to left. Dean West is in the shadows, drifting into the sun. And Angel Cervantes will escape the first. The error does not come back to haunt the Bruins as they lead after 1.
It all comes down to this. Be there at Cicerone Field at Anteater Ballpark on the campus of UC Irvine for the 2026 Big West Baseball Championship. Catch every pulse-pounding inning May 20th through the 24th when the Big West best battle for a conference crowd and an automatic berth in the NCAA Championship. For more information, go to bigwest.org/tickets.
Jacob, can you hear me?
2026
Jacob?
Big West Baseball Championship. The road to
Jacob,
Omaha
hello.
starts here.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Introducing CU1 High Yield Checking, the account that rewards you for everyday banking. Earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No minimum or opening balance required. Get started at cu1.com/high yield checking.
Titans defense behind Santibanez, who had the start here versus UCLA. With Nick Miller, Cam Burdick, who's back in center field. He took a hard blow in the series 2 weekends ago in center field in the Hawaii series, but he's back healthy in center. Paul Contreras is out in right field. See Kato Hara at shortstop, and Max Ortega, the senior catcher, is once again behind the plate. As Trey Godoy, the left-handed hitting designated hitter for UCLA, will lead off the second. The first pitch by Godoy fouled off to the left side in a jam-packed Fullerton crowd. How good is it to see this Goodwin Field just people in every seat possible?
I love seeing this, man. I am so excited for tonight. We got, an absolutely packed house. This is what I kind of remember from my days playing here on Fridays and Saturday nights when we were, ranked similar to what UCLA is tonight. We jam-packed it on Friday and Saturday nights for sure, and it's really great to see. $2 hot dogs.
Of course.
Beautiful weather. Why not, right?
And Trey Godoy goes right back up the middle, and the third hit off Santibanez is a leadoff single by the designated hitter Godoy to start the second.
Yeah, and Godoy was one of the players we talked about with Coach Savage before the game, right? One of the 4 or 5 freshmen that have made a real big impact on their team this year. What he was hitting 320 coming into the game. Obviously, that'll increase a little bit with that base knock there, but with the amount of returners they have coming back to their lineup, and then they have a couple freshmen here and there that can sprinkle in some productivity, man. Tough team to face.
And just the 7th start of the season for Godoy, his 9th hit on the year, but finds himself at first base with nobody out for Aiden Aguayo, his 16th start of the season. He is the second baseman for UCLA. Good pitch by Santibanez to go inside for strike one.
Yeah, local product out of Whittier, California, La Mirada High School. Love to see that. Coach Savage is recruiting clearly all over Southern California. Servite, La Mirada. A lot of good baseball being played around us here.
He did not see an at-bat versus USC this past weekend, but Aguayo hitting .232 on the year. does have one of the 54 now UCLA Bruin home runs on the season as he hits a line drive to left, and Nick Miller will have to play it on a hop. Back-to-back singles start the second.
Yeah, not too surprising with, I guess, the offense that we've seen from UCLA so far. They're putting the ball in play. They're not going to really strike out too much. They get on base. I mean, if you look at their stats, they have, I don't know, 40 hit by pitches this year. I mean, their on-base percentage as a team is north of 440. They know how to get on base, and they know how to put pressure on the other team's defense. So not too surprising so far.
Here's Phoenix Call in the starting lineup for John Savage, his 18th start of the year, and with no Will Gasparino, it is Phoenix Call that is called upon.
Yeah, super disappointed we didn't get to see Gasparino tonight, man. That could hit some bombs. I watched him on the game against USC on Sunday, and he was very impressive, but got a little upset at an umpire, it sounds, and has to pay the price tonight. Doesn't get to play against this packed crowd at Goodwin Field tonight, but that means other opportunities for some Bruins to do some damage. And what we've talked about maybe in the past is first and second, nobody out. Maybe we'll see a bunt here or there. I don't think we're going to see that from UCLA tonight.
He did square around, hit a call. Excuse me.
Oh boy, just put my foot in my mouth right there. But anyways,
it's only the second inning, and the announcer's jinx from Jared's already started.
Maybe we'll see it. You never know, right? You never know in baseball.
Santibanez ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Let alone an 0-1 bunt. I mean, that's surprising in general. But anyways, got a 1-2 count here. We'll see what Santibanez can do to try to stop this little rally that the Bruins got going.
Already 4 hits for UCLA. So 1-2.
Ooh.
A home run by Chalowski, just the second that Santibanez has allowed on the season. ERA was under 1 on the year. It's only the second earned run he's also given up this year, but this is just a different kind of offense.
What a healthy 1-2 hack there by Call. Hanging slider, and he just missed that thing, fouled it straight back.
A heater inside, counts even 2-2.
A really good pitch by Santibanez right there, going inside. If you see there on the broadcast, the Phoenix Call did not move. He was okay with letting that hit him, but he knew it was a ball and kind of spit on it. And
having a really good at-bat as Phoenix Call. Now, Titans are familiar with his brother, Chase Call. That was a big-time UC Irvine player these past couple years. He got drafted in this past year's draft, so they're familiar with the Call twins, or brothers, I should say. Career .258 hitter at UCLA is Phoenix Call. Stares down a fastball, counts full.
Good pitch. I did not get to see it on the broadcast from up here. That looked pretty good. 3-2 count. See if we get some action on this pitch.
It's Ramon Armendariz calling balls and strikes. Jet Minton over at first. Troy Hodak at second base. And Rob McKinley down the line at third. As the count is full, still at second is Scudoy and Aguayo at first. Payoff. And he got him to swing and miss. Went to that exact same spot, too, that he did not get the call from.
What a good pitch. That pitch was off the plate right there. But Phoenix Call, I think, clearly was looking either slider away or fastball away and just couldn't lay off it. What a great pitch by Santibanez there to get a 1 out. Now we got first and second. Coach Dietrich coming out to talk to him and see what will happen here.
Yeah, Tuesdays have typically been bullpen games, and that trend will continue after Santibanez goes 1 1/3. He's still responsible for a pair of runners on the base path, but the Titans are going to their first arm out of the pen. Nieto on the year, a 6'4" sophomore, local kid out of Mission Viejo, who's pitched in just 7 2/3 innings this year, record of 0-1 and a 5.87 ERA. But Jason Dietrich, we know these games, these Tuesday games, are typically bullpen games, and it's a good chance for these guys to face some of the top talents across the nation too.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about Tuesday games. I believe this is my first one of the season so far. But you get to see a lot more pitchers than you would see on a weekend series, right? Some of the guys that either didn't get to work or need some work, or Coach Dietrich just wants to see what they can do, and especially against the number one team in the country. What a position to be thrown in.
He's given up 5 runs this year, including a solo homer, but has struck out 7. Last appearance for Nieto was a week ago in the Tuesday non-conference game versus San Diego University and the Toreros. Gave up a double there, only recorded 1 out and ended up coming out of that ball game. But he now faces the catcher, Kason Consarinia, the number 9 hole hitter, with first and second and 1 out in the top half of the second inning.
Yep, Dylan's dad, Andy, played baseball at USC from 90 to 94. His uncle played at Cal State Fullerton in 1985 and 86. So good to see some family members of some former Titans getting on the team and getting some playing time.
Just a 5th start on the year for Consarinia, with no Cashel Duggar today. And Nieto pitched pretty well versus UCLA in March, win 1 1/3 of scoreless and hitless baseball. It's a double play away from escaping the second. So 0-1, that Nieto just missed outside. He's a kid that's a fun story as Nieto. He has not pitched his entire career until he got to Fullerton. He was mostly an infielder, and then until they converted him to a pitcher. So
did not know that. What a great story.
And here's a ground ball over to shortstop. O'Hara, Lopez, Kirchner unable to dig it. It kicks off hard to him. Kirchner could have had a play at home. Ends up stumbling with that big ricochet off the UCLA netting. And it leads to a Bruin run on an E4 by Lopez.
Yeah, tough play there by Lopez. The runner coming from first came into him a little bit hard. I mean, nothing illegal or anything, but Consarinia running hard down the line, and Kirchner couldn't dig it. And good job by the third base coach down there to send the runner.
Top of the lineup now in Dean West as UCLA leads 2-0. Dean West, the junior out of Woodland Hills, homered versus USC this past weekend. Flew out his first at-bat to Contreras in right. You talk about leadoff hitters, though. I mean, this guy is the definition of a leadoff hitter.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, as we said, maybe a little earlier, having a quote-unquote down year from maybe what he did last year. I believe he hit around 320 or so last year. Sitting at, 258 so far this year. But again, Coach Savage has the trust in him to be his leadoff guy. And
Dean West, high bouncing ball up the middle. O'Hara on the short hop.
Great play by O'Hara right there to get a good runner in West out and limit the damage. Titans coming up in the bottom of the second to see if they can't get some offense going.
2nd. You know, you've had a chance to play against John Savage in regionals. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, we had some great battles against UCLA. I was here, again, for anyone who hasn't listened, 05 to 09. We played them in the Super Regionals in 2007 and won that Super Regional to go to Omaha. Played them in a regional in 2008. They took the lead in that regional, winning the second game against us. We had to win 3 in a row, 2 against UCLA to move on, and we were able to do that. So we had some battles against them, but then, as we'll talk about here later in the broadcast, they got it back against us 2010 and beyond.
Titans have 71 career wins versus UCLA. They've played the Bruins pretty well here at Goodwin Field. 40-18 record for the Titans as Eli Lopez steps in.
Yeah, but what a pleasure it was competing against Coach John Savage, man. As we talked to him on the phone briefly today, and you could tell just by a 30-minute phone call when you were talking to him, what a great guy he is. He's such a baseball savvy guy, but just such a nice guy. I would have, I'm very happy that I chose where I chose to play baseball, but if there was another place to play or another coach to play for, Savage would be on the top of that list, man. He is just a great dude.
A baseball mind, like a guy you could sit down on the couch, fire pit maybe outside, and just talk baseball for 24 hours.
And during our, 40-minute phone call, right, we asked a question, and it was like a 3-minute answer for each question. He was just kept talking and talking in a good way, right? He just wanted to explain to us and let us know how much he loved, for one, his team. He loves Southern California baseball. It was just a pleasure to talk to, and seems like he's got doing some things right here at UCLA.
As Max Ortega steps in with 1 out. It's got in John Savage, too. I mean, when you hear the name, you know UCLA is the first thing that comes to mind. But he was the head coach for UC Irvine for a little bit of a while, too, and has coached multiple years throughout the Big West when Nevada was also in the Big West as well. So he's a guy that's very familiar with the conference. He said he's got a ton of respect for the Big West. He's just waiting to see the reemergence of the schools like Cal State Fullerton.
Yep.
And Long Beach State also was another school that he mentioned that, of course, cycles out MLB talent too.
Yeah, Long Beach State, Cal State Fullerton are, not where they necessarily want to be as far as Southern California baseball or Big West baseball at this current moment. But he definitely remembers the times when we had some great battles and we were, maybe the #1 team in the country going into UCLA playing a Tuesday game. He remembers those days very well, and again, great baseball guy and a great coach, and happy to see what they're working with here at UCLA right now.
And here's the true freshman and Hunter Meyer with a pair of fly ball outs to start this bottom half of the second inning, as Cervantes has set down 4 straight hitters, but all 5 outs via the fly ball. Meyer, first pitch hacking, sends one to the softball field.
Another thing to kind of show you what Coach Savage thinks of Big West baseball, Coach Bryant Ward, who's his head assistant, runs the offense, was one of my field coordinators. He was a coach. I don't know if his title was technically a coach, but he was absolutely a coach when I was here, 2005, 2006.
Well, Meyer will have a hit. Another hit versus UCLA. He's played the Bruins pretty well this year, and the true freshman, Hunter Meyer, just stepping up for now his 3rd hit versus the Bruins this year.
I'll say it again. He's one of my favorite Titans. One of my favorite Titans this year. Coached by a Titan in high school. Doing a really good job as a freshman and getting on base with 2 outs and seeing what Kate O'Hara, the hero from Saturday, because of Easter. So hit a grand slam on Saturday against UCR, was a big hit in that ball game. what I was saying though about Coach Bryant Ward, though, again, he was a coach on our staff 05 and 06. He threw some money batting practice, man. That's one of the things I remember about him. He dragged a great field too, but he threw some great batting practice. Him and Coach Brett Lindgren, who coached in California with UC Davis for a while, but both of them were a big part of our success in 2005 and 2006, and it was great catching up with him before the game today.
Back-to-back starts now for Cade O'Hara at shortstop. Batting with 2 outs in the bottom of the second as Cervantes fires a changeup down low. Count is 2-1. Also would have been fun to see Will Gasparino today just because him and Cade O'Hara were teammates at Texas last year. So that would have been a little fun.
I didn't put those two together there, but that's really cool.
Cade O'Hara 2-out hitting in the right center field gap. Myers sprinting to third, and the Titans will have a pair on in the bottom half of the order coming up big.
Good piece of hitting. That's exactly what I love seeing, from good college baseball hitters, right? That right center approach, right? Stick to that right center gap. If you're ahead of it, obviously you can pull it, but man, I was so sad to see because Cade O'Hara had a couple good games to start the season and then got hurt, and he hasn't really been a part of, the Titan offense or defense for that matter for the last month or so. But he can do some damage if you give him, a bunch of games to play and a bunch of at-bats, and he's proving that right now.
Cam Burdick, the number 9 hole hitter, center fielder for Jason Dietrich today. Good hack on a slider that hung right over the big part of the zone.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a curveball there that hung in the zone. Cam just missed that. I think it might be a little unfair tonight for the amount of foul balls that are going to go to the softball stadium than the amount of the softball foul balls. Yeah. I don't think they're going to get this far, but seems like they're seeing some action over there so far. Hopefully everyone's all right.
I bet there's a lot of pause in the action over there, too. Some of these must be getting frustrating at some point.
This net over here is pretty high, but it's not high enough for some of these foul balls. So hopefully everyone stays safe over there. But 1-1 count to Burdick here. See if he can't get the Titans on the board.
Back pick at first base, and safely is O'Hara. But Cade O'Hara, his bat coming through now adds a lot of potential to the Titans lineup. I mean, you shift over Cameron Kim to a more natural position at third, and it's a mound meeting here with Cervantes. But just the amount of possibilities now with a healthy Cade O'Hara.
Yeah, again, as a college baseball coach, all you want is all of your best options available, right? Injuries, can really hurt a team, and when you can put O'Hara at short and Kim at third and DH Thomas or whatever Coach Dietrich wants to do, right? You will have all those options available depending on the matchup against the pitcher, this and that. So when Cade O'Hara is available and healthy, that gives the Titans the best chance to win, and we can see that over the past few games with the offense that he can provide.
Another guy that's not in the lineup for the Titans, as Jared mentioned, Ty Thomas gets the day off today, get more healthy as this season goes on. He's been a big bat for the Titans. 268 is Ty Thomas, but it's time for Cam Burdick now. 2 balls and a strike. O'Hara, a pretty decent sized lead off first base. And Burdick now 3-1 with Nick Miller on deck.
Yeah, a little, I don't know what's going on with Ty Thomas. Maybe it's just a random, day off on a Tuesday. That happens in college baseball. This game is not going to change either of these schools' standings or their season, right? This is more of a statement game.
This ball's crushed into right center field. It's going to go to the wall. Rounding third is O'Hara, and Cam Burdick has provided the big hit for Cal State Fullerton. We're tied at 2.
That's the Cam Burdick I want to see right there, baby. Right center gap. Looked like the center fielder was playing just on the left side of second base. He beat him. Double tie ball game.
3 straight 2-out knocks, Jared, all to right center field as well.
I keep saying it. That's the approach that you have to take against most pitchers in the Big West. Love to see it. And Cam Burdick has so much talent, so many tools, and if he can just put those together a little more than he has maybe in his past, he can be a great, great Titan.
RBIs number 7 and 8 for Burdick, and now Mr. Clutch up to the plate, and Nick Miller. They've been shading in the outfield, the Titans, towards left center, especially Phoenix Call. And the Titans have just made him pay this inning.
And if we can see the flags out there in center field, slight breeze out to right center too, so that's going to help some of the balls going out that way.
Nick Miller had a hit versus UCLA earlier this year. He's currently riding a 7-game on-base streak. The uber versatile Nick Miller, who is back in left today.
He has done such a great job for the Titans this year, playing basically wherever, moving around. And being thrown into the thrown into the leadoff spot tonight. I know he's done it once or twice this year, but just a really good ball player that Coach Dietrich feels that he can put in 5th spot, 1st spot, anywhere in the order.
Nick Miller pulls this one through the left side. Cam Burdick is burning around third. Mr. Clutch comes up again. Titans have a lead.
Two-out rally, huh? Titans doing some damage with 2 outs, all with 2 outs so far. And that's going to be it looks. Oh, sorry. The
coach came out.
The coach came out for a second there, but he was just grabbing a foul ball, but no pitching change as of now.
RBI number 18 for Nick Miller on the year. 4 straight 2-out base hits. Brings in the Titans' hottest hitter in Paul Contreras.
You love to see that as a Titan fan. And now you got your best hitter on the season so far coming up and looking to extend that lead with 2 outs.
Well, Cervantes has just ran into a boatload of trouble in the 2nd inning. He has not pitched over 3 innings in any of his starts this year. Did go 3 versus San Diego State and UC Irvine, but already a right-hander throwing for UCLA.
Yeah, and what Cervantes is learning and is going to learn in college baseball and D1 this year, right? He has plenty of talent, plenty of tools, plenty of velocity to pitch, now or in his future, whether he would have signed or went to UCLA. You're going up against some grown men. You're going up against guys that are 4, 5, 6 years older than you. He just turned 18 in the fall. He's one of the late age graduates, right? This guy's got plenty of stuff. He's going to learn. He's going to get bigger, faster, stronger, all that, right? So he's just got to take this as a learning lesson. Not to say he's doing a bad job by any means, but he's got a lot to learn and a lot to grow.
So 2-2 coming to Contreras. Miller runs. Contreras pops this one up center field. Phoenix Call is over, as well as the right fielder Brennan, but it will be Phoenix Call. And what a 2nd inning from Cal State Fullerton. 4 straight 2-out knocks, and they take a 3-2 lead over UCLA. Brock Chalowski will lead off the 3rd. 20. Feels like UCLA baseball has been around for a while. Well, because they have, riding their 23-game win streak. The record is 34, set back in 1999 by Florida Atlantic, but chasing down a couple Texas teams in the late 70s and early 80s that had big-time win streaks over 30-plus games. Utah Valley, the most recent big winning streak of this seismic, 32 for Utah Valley back in 2012. But UCLA right now 15-0 in Big Ten play. They've shown no signs of slowing down, and here comes the birthday boy in Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to do this at bat. This is, everyone came to see the number one team in the country. Everyone came to see a great game, but most everyone came to see Rock Chalowski in person as well.
A National Player of the Year voted by 4 outlets a season ago was Chalowski.
Yeah, I mean, looking at online again, his career highlights, his career accolades. Rawlings Player of the Year, D1 Baseball Player of the Year, Baseball America Player of the Year. I could go on, but they all say Player of the Year. So, an absolute stud that Coach Savage has here in his shortstop, Rock Chalowski. And what I wanted to say real quick was talking to Coach Savage about him, right? It's not that he's just a great player or an absolute, stud statistics-wise. He said he's a leader, and he's humble, right? Those are the things that are really important to me. As a former baseball player, you don't want to see some, cocky kid that is, all about himself and just wants, to worry about himself. He's a team guy. He's a leader. He wants this team to win a national championship. It's not about him in the draft. He knows that stuff will take care of itself. He's worried about UCLA in this year. He'll worry about the draft once this season's over.
And just backing up Jared's point, just to go what off John Savage told us today about being such a team guy, gifted every single one of his teammates custom cleats this past week. As Chalowski sends one to center. He is a Nike athlete. What about, you would never thought about that years ago. And here comes Chalowski just showing off his leadership. And here's everybody take a pair of cleats.
Yeah. I want a teammate just like that. Whether it be when I was playing or on my, beer league softball team. Anything, I'll take it. But at the same time, I think that might have been illegal when me and Tony played, right? No one could give you a pair of socks without the NCAA calling it illegal or, giving you a fine or a suspension. So it's a different day and age than when I played, and pretty cool for some of these UCLA teammates to have a guy like Rock Chalowski on their team, huh?
Here's a guy we didn't get to talk about too much. His first at-bat flew out on one pitch. Is Mulavai Lavu, who did fly out to Contreras. He's a Huntington Beach native, draft-eligible junior, and a guy that just pounds the baseball all around the park. He is a run producer, including leading the entire Big Ten in RBIs, second in homers, first in hits.
Yeah, had a multi-homer game this past weekend. Absolute stud. And how about having to face Rock Chalowski for one, and then having Mulavai Lavu following him up? That doesn't seem very good or very fun to face, especially when they're righty and then lefty. There's no hiding as far as pitching goes against this UCLA offense.
Lavu, career .325 hitter at UCLA, now his 144th career game as a Bruin. Nieto falls behind him, 2 balls and a strike. But the righty kicks and fires upstairs. 3-1 count with Roman Martin standing on deck.
Yeah, Coach Ward kind of described him as kind of the emotional heartbeat of this lineup, right? Obviously, Chalowski's a leader as well, but this guy is a leader as well, maybe more what he does and how he plays, but absolutely another leader that they have on this UCLA team.
There's a 3-1 hit the other way. O'Hara, ranging play. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Showing off the leather today at shortstop.
That was nasty. That was a nasty play by Cade O'Hara right there. Shaded towards the middle, going in the hole, backhand, sidearm. Great play.
Roman Martin singled his first at bat. Here's another look on the play by O'Hara. I mean, just a strike over to Kirchner at first, too. Goes down as a 6-3, but that one was a superstar-like play.
And, you know, coming into this game, right, obviously we got number 1 in the country, UCLA, 15-15 Cal State Fullerton team. But on these Tuesday games, no matter where you are in the country, right, anything can happen. You're not throwing your quote-unquote studs, right? You're throwing your kind of a bullpen games. Anything can happen. Anyone can win these games, and really looking forward to what's going to happen tonight.
Well, Roman Martin skies one on the right side. Ortega ditches the mask and able to make the catch. Well, how about Dylan Nieto just knife through the thick of the order?
Good for him. I'm sure that's got to feel good for him, give him a little bit of confidence, getting, you know, a couple of the top 3 hitters in the nation out in order. So good for him, and Titans, see if the Titans can't extend that lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Why am I here? It's definitely no accident or coincidence, you know, the places you go. I think my purpose
just so you guys know, I need a heads up if we are going to come into this booth.
You have all of this opportunity. Don't look at it as something that's light. I'm Josh Becerra. I'm a psychology major here at Cal State Fullerton. This is the best place I could have ended up to begin my life as an adult. I fully believe it.
Just so you guys know, I missed it, but just someone said the center field camera's blurry or something. I don't know if that got fixed.
Hydrates faster than water with its specialized blend of 5 electrolytes for rapid rehydration. Go on campus now and grab your favorite Gatorade.
Standing room only at Goodwin Field. Look at this jam-packed crowd filing in on a Tuesday night for 2 teams that have represented the College World Series a number of times throughout their lifetime.
Man, I love to see it. We definitely got some UCLA baby blue in there, but there's a lot of Cal State Fullerton fans here. Probably about 70-30 Cal State Fullerton to UCLA. They had to deal with that traffic on what, the 405, somewhere in there. But yeah, really great time for both softball and baseball tonight. $2 hot dogs. Need to get more Titan fans out here on the weekends as well, but seems like it's shaping up for a great ball game.
The students get in for free today. Got the Fuego Me Up truck. You know, when Jared's calling games in the booth, the Fuego Me Up truck is always here. Cameron Kim stepping in. 3-4-5 for Cal State Fullerton. Lead this ball game 3-2 on 5 hits. UCLA with 4 themselves. As Kim, towering pop-up on the left side. Chalowski in the outfield grass.
Just missed it. Looked like a really good changeup by Cervantes there. I believe it was a changeup. I didn't see too much break on it, but righty on righty changeups are always tough to hit, and it's a good pitch by Cervantes there.
John Savage described Angel Cervantes as a guy that's still a work in progress. They're really taking their time in developing Cervantes, but does have a good 4-pitch mix, curveball, slider, changeup. He has weapons, but as he kind of told us with Andrew Kirchner taking ball 1, it's college baseball now a hard place to be young.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, again, you know, whether it's Cal State Fullerton, whether anywhere in the country, right? A lot of these kids have accolades, they have expectations coming into college these days, and they expect to play, right? And if they don't play, they have the option, as opposed to when I played, to just leave, right? Leave for money, leave for playing time, whatever it may be, rather than kind of, you know, sticking with that program, understanding that you are only 17, 18 years old, playing against some 22, 23-year-olds, and you might not be ready. As much as you think in your head that you're ready, you just might not be ready just yet, whether it be your mentality, whether it be, you know, your physical stature. it's okay to not get too much playing time or not be, the guy your freshman year. And some people understand that. Some kids understand that. Some kids want to just leave and take their chances at another school, whether it be for money or for playing time. But it's up to these college coaches, in this case, Savage and Dietrich, to, help those players understand, look, we have a plan for you. It's just we don't think you're ready yet, and some kids take that well, some kids just don't. So it's tough, man. It's tough with the transfer rules. You can do basically whatever you want, and seems like transfer whenever you want. I don't love it personally, but it is what it is, and these coaches just have to deal with it and adjust.
A 4-3 ground out for Kirchner, who's now 0 for 2. It's up 2 outs in the third for Eli Lopez.
As some of the people can see, maybe watching from home there, college baseball does not have the shift rule that Major League Baseball does. So second baseman there was playing in shallow right field and made that play a lot easier than it maybe would have been if he had to play on the dirt.
There's Aguayo over in the shallow right field grass to make that play. Here's Eli Lopez, popped out to first, his only at bat today. But Cervantes, a guy that they know is going to be a either future Friday starter or future Saturday starter. He's not in any Sunday plans in the near future from a guy who was just taken in the second round.
No, Cervantes has the stuff, right? He has the stuff, and he actually has the mentality based on what Coach Savage told us. But again, he just turned 18 4 or 5 months ago or so, right? Accept that. If you're Cervantes, accept that. Just try to get better as a freshman, bigger, faster, stronger, and then he can be one of their Friday or Saturday night guys next year.
Of course, Cal State Fullerton being the 4-time national champions. John Savage, a 2013 national champion. He told us earlier, if it wasn't them that was going to win it, it was going to be Fullerton. They had to knock them out. UCLA had to knock out Fullerton on their path to a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. They matched up in the 2013 Super Regionals, and UCLA beat us, I think, in 2 games, 5-3 and then 3-0 or 3-1 or something like that. What a pitching staff they had in 2013. I also brought that up to Coach Savage. Let me get my stats here, but how about this 2013 College World Series champion team for UCLA? One of their best hitters, Eric Filia, 281. That was their best hitter as far as average goes back in 2013. They won a national championship with that. Shows you what kind of pitching staff they had. And David Berg, Vander Tweeg, a lot of guys that were a part of that. Obviously, it's a team effort, but Filia looked up in that College World Series. They had 11 RBIs in that College World Series. Filia had 7 of them. How about that for a College World Series for Filia? Congrats to them on their first national championship for UCLA Bruins.
This is Landon Martin, the new pitcher for Cal State Fullerton, a 6'4" sophomore out of La Habra. In a 3-2 game, a nasty off-speed pitch has Peyton Brennan fishing. Just 5 innings of work for Martin, record of 0-1, a 7.20 earned run average. He's climbing off the back of Dylan Nieto, who did a terrific job out of the bullpen. Retired West, Chalowski, Lavu, and Martin in order. Little soft tapper up the left side. Cameron Kim on the bare hand. Throw to first will not be in time. Peyton Martin will give up a leadoff single to Brennan.
Yeah, great barehanded play by Cameron Kim right there, but just too much speed by Peyton Brennan, and UCLA's got a quick leadoff runner on, as they have last inning or 2 innings ago, but they're putting some pressure on the Titans defense and their pitching staff, but Titans have done a pretty good job so far in limiting the damage.
Trey Godoy, the designated hitter, singled in the second, came across to score on a fielding error.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to see in my broadcast so far Landon Martin pitch too much, so I'm excited to see what he's got in his repertoire. Looks like a local guy out of Sonora High School here in La Habra.
In 5 appearances, he's only pitched once here at Goodwin Field. That was also in a non-conference game in early March versus San Diego State. So haven't seen much of Landon Martin here at home. He's a guy that typically pitches in these bullpen games as well.
Yeah, looks like a two-sport athlete in high school too. Played some football. Was the offensive player of the year in high school for Sonora. I like to see those two-sport athletes, right? You use a lot of different muscles, different techniques, and I think it really helps, becoming a more athletic, baseball player in general.
Never pitched versus UCLA in his short career as a Titan. As Godoy down in the count, 1-2. Aguayo and Phoenix call to follow. Here's the 1-2 from Martin. It's ripped off the base runner. That's going to be an out in the base pass and a gift run, or a gift out, I should say, to Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, it's a dead ball. Unfortunately, I don't think they can get that double play there.
And really nothing the runner over there, Brennan, could do.
Hopefully it didn't hit him on the bone or anything, but that ball was smoked. Looks like it got him in the leg there, lower leg.
So it's a runner's interference. Very rarely will you see that across the sport, but it does help out Landon Martin. He would have been at the corners at minimum.
Yeah, likely first and third. Now you got man on first, 1 out. Double play gets the Titans back into the dugout.
Aguayo pops up the first pitch. Shallow left center. Cam Burdick uses all his speed to track it down for a quick out number 2. And comes Phoenix call. What an inning changer that is. You go for impossible runners at the corners with nobody out to 2 outs and a runner at first.
Yeah, that's the game of baseball right there, right? Especially what makes hitting so hard is you can do everything right. You can hit the ball on the screws, hit it in that case in a gap. your own base runner gets in the way, and now you got to get an out instead of a base hit.
Phoenix call struck out his first at bat against Nick Santibanez, who had the start for Fullerton. Last hitter he faced.
Yeah, Landon Martin, looks like his superstition is an El Pollo Loco burrito before the game. I wonder if he got that in anticipation of him getting in this ball game tonight.
That's a rarity.
Yeah. I mean,
we've seen the Chipotle bowls before.
Yeah, we've seen Chipotle. We haven't seen El Pollo Loco yet. And I think you might appreciate he's a Kendrick Lamar and a Luke Bryan fan. I know we brought up country music. I don't know if you're a Kendrick Lamar guy, but he likes both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, I can respect the first one, no doubt.
We're not going to get into the country music. Okay, Cameron, I understand. I'm going to open your eyes before the season's over.
All right, so, we're getting there though. We're getting there. I'm at ground zero right now, so you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So 4-pitch walk to Phoenix, calling to put a pair on for Kaysen Concerenia.
Maybe you need a little Jared karaoke to open your eyes.
Gosh.
Open your eyes to a little country music.
Yeah. Well, boy, does that sound fun.
No, it's not good. It's not good.
You have karaoke night at the Clark household?
We have karaoke night with my family over at La Habra Bowling Alley every once in a while.
Oh, okay. I can go bowling. I love bowling, so.
I sound good in my head after a few sodas, but I know it's not good in my heart.
It's 2 outs and 2 on. UCLA catcher Consarunia takes a strike.
Yeah, good fastball in right there, 92 by Landon Martin. Big spot here, right? Looking to get the Titans back in the dugout. UCLA putting, again, as they have so far most of the innings here, putting pressure on this defense and making them work.
0-2. Consarunia, young sophomore out of Chino Hills. A San Dimas High School native. John Savage talked to us about 3 years ago when this team was undergoing a little bit of a rebuilding process, and now we have seen UCLA at their best. Went to the College World Series a season ago and pretty much returned all of those guys as Consarunia smacks one to left field, and it will just drop about 2 feet foul.
Yeah, a little backup, what looked like curveball or slider there, stayed in on Consarunia and just pulled it just a little too far down that left field line, or else that would have been trouble for the Titans. San Dimas High School, that always reminds me of Raging Waters out there. I used to go there as a kid. I don't know. Anytime I drive through San Dimas, I'm like, oh man, I remember those good days over at Raging Waters. You ever been there?
No, I never been to Raging Waters. We weren't really a Raging Waters family. Okay. We were a Not Soak City family.
Okay, Soak City. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Cheaper, closer. Another 0-2 from Martin outside. You ever take your kids to the new Wild Rivers in Irvine?
Yeah, I took Eli once a few years ago, but he was a little too young for maybe some of the bigger rides, so we kind of stayed in our safe zone. But yeah, we had a good time over there. My daughter will be of age here soon. We'll get out there and have a little fun.
There's Consarunia with 2 strike hitting, barrels one into right center field, and UCLA will tie this game at 3 on just the second RBI on the year for Consarunia. Bottom half of the lineup coming up for UCLA this time.
Great piece of hitting by Consarunia right there with 2 strikes. Pulled that ball foul, one hop the wall down the left field line. Didn't get too greedy. Again, as we've talked about before, keep that right center approach, stayed back on that ball, and got that tying run and RBI in there in the top of the 4th here. And now they got the top of the lineup and Dean West coming up, so they're looking to do some more damage.
Yeah, 2 out runs, too, just like Cal State Fullerton had in the second when they had all 3 of their runs come with 2 outs. UCLA's doing the same thing here in the 4th. They've had 1 across in the top of their lineup. Dean West, who's 0 for 2. The odds of him going 0 for 3 are not too big.
Yeah.
So Landon Martin's going to have to execute pitches. Dating back to last year for Dean West, 41 straight games he has been on base safely.
Yeah, Dean West is a great ball player. Woodland Hills, California. Parents Terry and Marcus done a great job raising him. I know that. But what I've noticed reading some of these UCLA players' bios, right? They go to UCLA for one because it was their dream school, right? You grow up, admiring schools. I want to be a UCLA Bruin, or I want to be a Titan. But then again, it's what I see in a lot of their bios. It's the coaching staff, right? It's I want to go play for Savage. I want to go play for Bryant Ward. So that's what a lot of these, Southern California baseball programs can really sell to their players. Come play for us. We will, for one, take good care of you, help you grow into, successful young men as well as successful young baseball players.
Now, West is just one of these draft-eligible juniors for UCLA. 2-1 incoming from Martin. Now 3 balls and a strike. And you know who's on deck by now if you've been watching UCLA baseball all year.
This is a big out. This is a big out for Landon Martin to get right here. You need to stop the bleeding. Last thing you want to do is, for one, either walk him or let him get on base and let Rock Chalowski get up to plate here in the top of the 4th.
3-1. West drills one right center field. Contreras on the run and watches it bank off the bottom of the wall. Rounding third is Call. Throw to the plate too late, and Dean West drives in 2 more Bruins, who take the lead here in the 4th inning. More 2-out damage.
Yeah, you called it, Cameron, right? You're not going to keep Dean West down too long. His average, quote unquote, might not be there this year compared to what it was last year. His on-base percentage is. This kid's a stud, and he can get a hit at any time in the ball game. And really clutch baseball play by Dean West there. Knocks Landon Martin out of this game. We're going to get another bullpen here, but pretty clutch hit by Dean West right there.
To win from a runner on first with 2 outs to a walk, a single, and a Dean West 2 RBI double. As Cal State Fullerton will go to the pen. They are also trailing this ball game now, 5-3 when we come back. Has continued. 3 straight Bruins have reached with 2 outs as Brady Dockin, the left-hander, will come into this ball game for Jason Dietrich, and he will be facing Rock Chalowski, who is ready to step in on a 1-for-2 afternoon with a solo homer. And they bring in the lefty, though, Dockin, to face Chalowski.
Yeah, interesting move. Obviously, Landon Martin was getting hit pretty good there a little bit towards the end of that inning, but bringing a lefty in to face Rock Chalowski is definitely risky, but I know Coach Dietrich down there has his scouting reports and knows some matchups he likes, so see if it'll work out for the Titans. But I know as a right-handed hitter, I would have liked facing a lefty over a righty, that's for sure, but sometimes you get a lefty in there that can pound that fastball in and throw some good off-speed stuff away and get you off balance. See if Dockin can't do that here to Chalowski.
Ten appearances now in the year for Dockin. 18 innings of work, 16 punch-outs. Record of 1-1, ERA sitting there at 3 for Dockin. Now faces the best player in the country in Chalowski. A big hook from Dockin. It's been an effective left-hander out of the arm this year, out of the pen this year, I should say, for Jason Dietrich. Although struggling as of late, each of his last 4 outings has allowed a run. So 1-0 from Dockin, and Chalowski bangs it on the ground to the left side. O'Hara not going to have a play, as Chalowski will have his 2nd hit on the ball game, and the 2-out little punishing on Titans pitching continues.
Yeah, really good play to save a run right there by Kate O'Hara, diving to stop that ball in the 5-6 hole, and a really good no throw. You know, he could have thrown that over there. He never had a chance to get Chalowski out, but arm fake and keep that runner on third base and see if they can't get Mulavai out right here. As my great head coach George Horton, who we saw before the game, is sitting down here below us, but one of his many quotes that always sticks with me is some of the best throws are never made. Right? He could have made an outstanding play there and thrown him out with, likely not, but he could have had the chance to anyways, but likely he would have thrown that ball in the dirt and possibly gotten away from him to give UCLA another run. Good no throw by him to have the Titans have a chance to keep this to a 5-3 deficit.
Well, Lavu 0 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ortega's been doing a great job behind the plate in this inning. As Lavu watches ball number 1 skip in the dirt.
Yeah, and you wonder if another thing that Coach Dietrich might have been thinking there is, let's bring the lefty in. Let's pitch Chalowski very, very carefully. If we walk him, it's okay. We got first and second, or in this case, first and third with 2 outs. Now you got the matchup you want here with Dokken against Mulavai.
A 52nd multi-hit game in the career for Rock Chalowski.
Is that good?
That's typically pretty good. Yeah, it's just his 190th career hit too.
Yeah, his stats over the last 2 seasons are unbelievable, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Well, Lavu, 2-2 count now. Just goes to show you how deep this UCLA lineup is. There's just not a hole, as you said in the beginning of this game, 1 through 9. It was Consenridia, the number 9 hole hitting catcher, who had a 2nd RBI on the year.
Yeah.
And it's gone after him. It's just been passing the baton to the next Bruin.
Yeah, and they're missing Will Gasparino tonight due to an ejection on Sunday, but they have a, typically in the lineups that I've seen them roll out there, Gasparino hits 6th, and he's got 13 home runs on the year. I mean, how about the depth that Coach Savage has to work with in his lineup this year? It's really incredible to see.
This Titans pitching staff, though, folks, no slouch themselves. 18th best ERA in the entire nation.
Wow.
They've been throwing the ball well. ERA at 3.73 coming into this ball game as Dokken,
I can't see it,
executes a pop-up into the jam-packed, sold-out crowd.
What a catch. What a catch. Bare hands, no bobble.
And gives it to a kid as well. Give that man a round of applause.
That's what you love to see.
What a battle between Dokken and Lavu.
Big spot here for the Titans to limit the damage.
Another 2-2. Again, out in front of a slider. Hooks this one into the UCLA side of the crowd.
Man, Superfan Keith Franklin's got a little more to work with over there than he usually does here at Goodwin Field, man. He's kind of pressed up against the fence, if you will. He's usually got a lot more room over there down the right field line, but I'm sure he's still loud.
Oh, yeah. Weston Chalowski on the bases. Another 2-2 incoming from Dokken. And Ortega stays in front of this one. And a full count coming up. Roman Martin on deck. He would be the 9th Bruin of the inning to come to the plate.
Yeah, big pitch here. Chalowski's going to be moving on the pitch. Kircher's going to play behind. We get a little more depth and range. He's going to go fastball in, slider away.
Chalowski runs with
Slider
2
away.
outs, and this battle will continue.
It's one of those kind of, as a left-handed pitcher going up against Mulavai is a very, very dangerous hitter. Do you challenge him in and try to kind of freeze him on a fastball in, or beat him on a fastball in, or do you kind of stick with those sliders and hope he's thinking that you're going to kind of try to challenge him? That's the chess game that we play here in Big West or college baseball.
Another payoff pitch, and that time it was the changeup down and in.
Ooh, didn't see that coming.
He strikes out Lavu, who's 0 for 3 today. UCLA does score 3. They reclaim a 5-3 lead. Grill gift cards passed around here to this sold-out crowd. You could see them behind as well. They're over there at Anderson Family Field, where Cal State Fullerton softball also playing at UCLA softball as the Bruins head to the bullpen here at Goodwin Field to grab their first arm in the sophomore CJ Bott, the Scottsdale, Arizona native. First arm on after Cervantes gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in his outing. And just the 5th appearance on the season for Bott. Right-hander faces Ortega, Meyer, and O'Hara.
Yeah, first bullpen arm we're seeing out of the Bruins tonight. Cervantes did a serviceable job, and offense gave him the lead going in here to the bottom of the 4th. But again, both teams are going to see a lot of arms. It's just a matter of who can execute.
So the Titans catcher, Max Ortega, a senior backstop, heads to the plate. And Titans will be playing from behind again. UCLA did lead this game 2-0. Titans did take a 3-2 lead that held for just over an inning. And Max Ortega has been an on-base machine as of late for Fullerton. On base in 18 of his last 19 games played.
Yeah, Max is definitely doing a good job with his on-base percentage. Would love to see him get kind of back to his form from last year. He was a really big player for the Titans last year. Home runs, RBIs, big hits. Hasn't quite worked out for him so far, but I know it's in there. It's just a matter of how he can get it out. And again, there's plenty of games left. Some big series coming up for the Titans. So just a matter of getting back on track for him.
Off the pitcher, Bott's glove over to Aguayo, handles it with ease. 1 out for the true freshman Hunter Meyer.
Now, technically, do we go 1-4-3 on that?
I knew that question was coming. It was a matter of when, but technically, yes, you do.
I'm somewhat new to this, where I haven't kept a scorebook too much in my life, anyways. But I didn't know if we count a tip as a 1-4-3 there.
I would love to at some point show the viewers about the scorebook that I was so nice to lend you, because I was flipping through it today.
Oh, no.
And I don't think there was one complete game where there was a full scorebook.
I get through the 5th or 6th and I get to talking, and then it's, just wing it. And then I look over at yours, and I can't read your writing over there sometimes. Yep. And
I could read mine, and that's all that matters.
We're a team. We're a team.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this.
Yeah,
okay?
You're good for the first about 4 innings. You can't get the quality start, though.
No, I do not.
1-2 pitch coming up to Meyer.
Yeah, looking at CJ Bott so far, he's got some really good stuff from what I've seen in the first 6-7 pitches or so, but not a surprise with the amount of talent that the UCLA Bruins have, both offensively and defensively.
Bruins pitching has set down 6 straight Titans, and Kate O'Hara will look to snap that with 2 outs.
I'm going CG. I'm going CG tonight, I promise you.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Without taking a peek at mine?
No. But I will stay caught up, I promise. All right, Kate O'Hara, one of the hottest Titan hitters.
We talked about the Titans pitching staff being top 20 in Division I. UCLA, good themselves, 6th best in the entire nation.
Yeah, I know we don't have obviously a weekend series against UCLA this year, but boy, would I love to see Redeman against Negretti at some point, man. That would seem to be just a great matchup. One of 2 of the top pitchers in the nation going at it. That would have been fun to see, but not going to work out this year. We're going to settle for a great Tuesday night ball game.
And Logan Redeman's been a big part of why they're a top sixth staff in all the country. San Diego Torero from a season ago, 7-0 this year. Michael Barnett, who is one of their weekend starters, he's 5-0. And 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and O'Hara will sit down as retiring the side in order is C.J. Bott. Bruins pitching has retired 7 straight. Titans, who trail 5-3. We head to the top half of the 5th inning on ESPN+.
Clutch Seats. Get in on the action. Don't miss the save. Scoring tickets has never been easier. Get your tickets now at soldout.com. Soldout.com is a proud partner of the Big West.
There's the Goodwin Field side of the crowd today. Had a chance myself earlier today to watch that regional that you were a part of when UCLA came here and you guys knocked them out. They showed the top of the 9th inning, final 2 outs, and I saw you catch a ball for the 2nd out of that 9th inning.
Yep, my good buddy. I actually watched that too as some prep for this game and to make myself feel good. But yeah, one of my good buddies to this day, Jeff Kaplan, closed out that game. He was a great starter for us for that whole season, and it ended up, I believe, closing out that game. What a nasty slider he used to have. But yeah, bunch of great guys. I wrote them down here, but you know, some great guys on my team, let alone that 2007, 2008 UCLA squad. We had some great battles midweek, weekends, and then regionals and super regionals in 2007, 2008. But I'll throw out some names here. The biggest one, Brandon Crawford, you know, 2-3-time World Series champion, was an absolute stud for UCLA. Back in those days, I remember I actually didn't get a chance to ask Coach Savage about it, but Brandon Crawford had this orange Easton bat, and he used to come out here and take batting practice as a left-hander and hit line drives off the top of that Goodwin Field scoreboard with backspin. It wasn't even cutting towards the left field line, and it sounded almost like he was hitting a tennis ball in a sense. And it was like, you know, I'm not questioning him by any means, but it sounded like he did. You know, that bat had almost like a hole in it at some point. But Alden Carruthers, Cody Decker, Ryan Babineau, they had so many just, you know, legendary UCLA players on those teams. Jermaine Curtis had a lot of battles with him. And those are just some names that, again, that I played against. Casey Harther, Tim Murphy. And that's not, you know, those are some guys I played with, but I can write down. I mean, the big leaguers that UCLA has had in their past is unbelievable. Jackie Robinson, don't know if you've ever heard of him. Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer, Chase Utley, Eric Karros, one of my favorite Dodgers growing up. Loved watching him play Dodgers and Cubs.
Ground ball off the bat of Martin in the hole. O'Hara, can he do it again?
Yeah, it seems like, you know, again, we're seeing some spurts of what Cal State Fullerton can be here, but it seems like their best lineup / defense might be with O'Hara at short and Kim at third going forward. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But again, some other names: Troy Gloss, Jeff Conine, Todd Zeal, Eric Burns. I mean, the list goes on for UCLA baseball alumni that making an impact, not for one here at UCLA, but in the big leagues as well.
So Peyton Brennan now, left-handed hitter. Just named Big Ten Player of the Week as well after that series he had versus USC. Waits ball one from Dawkin. A team that met in, talked about the Supers in 2013 that were led by Matt Chapman and Michael Lorenzen, that were the Titans here at the time. And it was really a stunning Supers because that was a 51-win Cal State Fullerton team that lost to a UCLA team, of course, still good. Pat Valleca, UCLA, 42-win baseball team. Titans won game 1 4-3, and then UCLA came storming back, and a big part of the reason why was Pat Valleca. He had some big hits in that series.
Yeah, Pat Valleca was a very good baseball player. I played against his brother growing up in high school, Chris Valleca, who ended up going to another Big West school, UC Santa Barbara, and playing in the big leagues a little bit. He was a very good ball player, but Pat Valleca as well, absolute stud. Played in the Rockies organization, was there for a brief moment while I was there. The Valleca family in general had a bunch of ball players, but as Coach Savage said in our interview today, it seemed like that 2013 Super Regional, whoever won that had a very good chance to win the national championship, and Fullerton just came up a little short in that one.
Yeah, that was the College World Series final before the College World Series.
Right, exactly.
Well, Dawkin making Peyton Brennan whiffed, 2 gone in the 5th. Yeah, after that's, in that 2013 year, we'll kind of wrap that up quickly, but UCLA lost to Cal State Fullerton twice in the regular season. So Titans had all the momentum going into that, 3 straight wins, and then all of a sudden here comes John Savage and the Bruins.
Yeah, and they had we had a good pitching staff too, but they had an outstanding pitching staff that year that just shut down again, not only us but everyone in Omaha as well. They had a timely hitting offense, maybe not the if you look at the stats, not the numbers offense, but they had a bunch of timely hitters on that team. So again, just a part of the Southern California baseball history that we're going through here on the broadcast tonight. A lot of good battles between UCLA and Cal State Fullerton over the past technically 50 years, but really the past 20-25 years.
This is Trey Godoy. He's had a really good day at the plate, been on base twice, has scored 2 runs. Cathedral Catholic High School, true freshman this year with the Bruins.
Yeah, and UCLA versus Cal State Fullerton.
One hopper to Eli Lopez, just goes under his glove and into right. And we'll see how they roll that one off the bat of Godoy. But nonetheless, more 2-out base runners for the Bruins.
Yep, Dawkin looking to stop the bleeding here again, give your offense a chance to get back in this ball game. But what I was saying a little bit earlier, again, this game per se is not going to change either of these teams' playoff chances per se, right? This is more of a bragging rights, who's going to stay on track. Both teams coming off sweeps in their weekend series. Fullerton clearly an underdog coming into this game against the #1 team in the nation. Can they win this game and, kind of prove it to themselves in a way? We can beat the #1 team in the nation. We can definitely go out and win next weekend. And then UCLA just trying to keep the ball rolling, right? They know that they can beat the Fullertons of the world this year. But going to be a lot to be written about what happens after this game. Could be a turning point for Fullerton. And it could be just another, just another win for UCLA, if you will.
Taking a strike is Aiden Aguayo, the second baseman. Well, Godoy's been on base all 3 times today, extends his on-base streak to 9.
And when you get offensive production out of a freshman like Godoy, Coach John Savage and Bryant Ward got to be really happy with that.
Big cut, another little Dawkin changeup to break down Aguayo, who's had a 1-for-2 day.
And I don't know if you're noticing it, but these UCLA Bruin batters are not getting cheated at the plate. Yeah. They are taking some big hacks, aggressive hacks, not getting cheated up there. Haven't really seen any action on the base paths for either team so far either. Right? I don't think we've seen a stolen base attempt. UCLA doesn't have too many attempts on the year. They're kind of, bangers, if you will. Kind of going to let their hitters hit. But Titans will usually put some action out there, but not so far tonight.
Dawkins been good out of the pen.
Great change up by Dawkins right there. I'm going to see if the Titans can't put something together here in the bottom of the fifth.
They'd like to take the field with the Titans prior to a Titan game. Find out more by going to 657-278-CSUF.
Goodwin Field. Lights have turned on, still standing room only on just a beautiful also afternoon for some Tuesday baseball. Both these teams headed on the road this weekend. UCLA to Rutgers, and the Titans a rivalry weekend versus Long Beach State. So a big month coming up for both these teams.
Yeah, for me, coming in, growing up watching Cal State Fullerton baseball in the 90s, early 2000s, Long Beach State was definitely our biggest rival back then. That rivalry continues. Both programs probably aren't exactly where they want to be potentially, but there is still some bad blood there from a historical reference, and it's always tough going to play at Blair Field in Long Beach.
And John Savage told us earlier, too, that Goodwin Field has that intimidation factor. Back in the day when you guys were all facing off in regionals, that he would come into Goodwin Field, see the packed crowd, see the music playing, and they would get intimidated by just the pregame warm-up of Cal State Fullerton as Cam Burdick steps up.
Yeah, he said here, I forget what song he said because I wasn't here, but he said back in the early 90s he remembers coming here and just watching them take infield outfield into the song, that whatever song that they took infield outfield to back in the day. He still remembers it as an intimidating factor coming in here. So pretty cool, and just kind of shows you for one, the history that John Savage has in the Big West and Southern California baseball, and kind of the presence that Cal State Fullerton used to bring and can still bring, to visiting teams coming in here.
Titans, who Goodwin Field, who good to see playoffs come back here when they hosted the Big West tournament a season ago, Big West baseball tournament. So that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the Titans couldn't make it out of the Big West tournament, but this year will be held at UC Irvine. So you can see the Titans play, hopefully, in the Big West tournament there. They're still right in the thick of things.
Yep.
The Big West that's really came a bit back down to earth with Santa Barbara's sweep over Cal Poly this past weekend. That Cal Poly was running off with things until Jackson, Florida and Santa Barbara came into town and took care of things for a sweep, and even UC San Diego's cooled off a little bit. Hawaii had a big win on Sunday versus them, and it's becoming really a big battle in the Big West now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be big for Fullerton going into Long Beach next weekend, and then they got a big test in Oregon State out of conference game coming up after that. But got to take care of your business in conference, that's for sure.
There's a shot to right by Burdick, and a fly ball out to start the bottom half of the fifth. Well, the Titans haven't seen a base runner since that 3-run second inning. 8 straight Titans have sat down.
Yeah, I haven't noticed kind of where Martin over there has been playing at third, whether he's taken away that bunt. But you might see, Titans try to force something a little bit because they swinging the bat hasn't worked in the past 7 hitters or so.
Well, Nick Miller's been a terrific bunter this year for Cal State Fullerton. Never know when he's going to pull one out of his back pocket. 10 sacrifice hits this year for Miller.
Wow. Yeah, good for him. That's, a big part of the team. I mean, giving your at bat up, moving a runner, giving the guy behind you an opportunity to hit with a runner in scoring position. That's what Titan baseball is all about. And to be honest, even Coach Savage would tell you that. I mean, he has a little bit of a different offense than the Titans do this year, but if he needed to, he would call on his guys to do that at any time.
And the Titans, who have 32 sacrifice hits this year, top 10 in all of the country in that category. As Paul Contreras is on deck, and Miller in a 2-1 count. Gets jammed and floats this one down the right field line. Calling everybody off is the first baseman, Lavu, in foul ground for out number 2.
Yeah, Titans have been getting under the ball a little bit too much this game. A lot of F6s, F4s, F8s, F9s, right? Try to get on that top half. Ground ball is a lot harder to field than a fly ball. Make them, for one, catch the ball, and two, make a throw to first base.
See if Paul Contreras can start something for the Titans. He watches 91 underneath the arms. And 21 appearances ago for Bott. He was a big-time freshman for UCLA. Threw in 27 innings. Hitters hit just 262 off of him.
Yeah, he's got some really good stuff. I mean, he's running that fastball in there, low 90s. Just threw a really good one, fastball in there to Contreras, and then a really good slider. This kid's got some good stuff.
It's a loaded bullpen for UCLA. Wyland Moss, who's been a big part of things this year. Jack O'Connor, Eli Iwanaga. Some of their great arms at the back end. And Easton Hawk as well with 5 saves this year for UCLA. No Contreras in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. A 1-for-2 afternoon for Contreras. Titans have gone in order in the 3rd and 4th. Contreras will look to break that trend. As he pounds one through the right side. And Contreras will have their first base runner since the 2nd inning, as Contreras now has his 11th multi-hit game of the year.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Contreras right there. Going the other way, punching it through there to get a base runner on for Cameron Kim with 2 outs. Seen a lot of 2-out damage here tonight for both teams, so see if Cameron Kim might be able to put one in the gap. We know he's the doubles leader on the team. I don't know if he's still top 10 in the country, but he's definitely up there. So see if Coach Savage is going to make a move here or just talk to his guy.
Yeah, how about having respect for a guy that you used to coach a season ago, going to the pen to face his former Bruin and Cameron Kim. So UCLA making a move. Bottom half of the 5th with 1 on and 2 outs. Washington native, a Linfield University transfer. Might not have heard of it before. Division III school. Coming all the way over to Westwood to pitch for UCLA and face Cameron Kim in a big moment, but a big-time talented arm is Jake Swenson. In McMinnville, Oregon, former Linfield Wildcat, who's pitched in just 7 2/3 innings this year. But he had some accolades to back him up a year ago at Linfield.
Yeah, he kind of sets up like he's going to come from a sidearm angle, but I would call him more of a 3/4. But the way he sets up, it looks like he's going to kind of come around the corner a little more than he does. But a guy like this, as a hitter coming to the plate, I'm assuming good fastball away and a really hard slider, and that's what it looks like he's warming up with.
It's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th with Cameron Kim to the plate, who's representing the time run for the Titans. Jake Swenson, who pitched and played shortstop in his high school in Camas, Washington. Was Conference Pitcher of the Year at Linfield last year, first team All-Conference. And is now a part of a loaded Bruin bullpen. Three, 4, and 5 in the Titan lineup, 0 for 6 combined. Cameron Kim still searching that big swing. Has a home run on the season. He's also driven in 14.
Yeah, coming up in a big spot here with 2 outs against his former team. He's got to try to kind of quiet his nerves here a little bit, not try to do too much. Again, let's see a right center gap by Kim here.
And Kim was 0 for 5 versus UCLA in March.
He thought he got one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that game, but he, top of the 9th, I believe, thought he might have hit a big home run there, and just fell short in that cold weather down there.
Single by Contreras, the Titans' 6th hit of the ball game. Already 16 combined hits between these two schools. And Kim had a really good series versus UC Riverside. Was hitless in game 1. Responded to have a pair of multi-hit games to close out that series.
Yeah, just got to try to stay within yourself. Not try to get too big. Ooh. Tough pitch right there. Looked almost, must have caught the corner.
Kim, who had 4 multi-hit games a year ago at UCLA, is already up to 10 this year with the Titans, being a full-time starter for Jason Dietrich. Hadn't had a hit versus former team this year, though. 0 for 7 combined in the first game and a half. Swenson rocks a 2-1 to Kim, and there is that slider again. So both pitches that have been strikes have been that big slider.
Got behind 1-0 with the fastball, came back with a slider for a strike. 1-1, fastball away for a ball. 2-1, slider for a strike. It's got Cameron kind of guessing a little bit.
No, Contreras, a huge jump off of first. Kim stays alive.
Just fouled it off there. Good job by him. Contreras had that stolen if it would have been, a ball or a swing through there, but
3 for 5 over there running the bases this year is Contreras. Outfield playing Cameron Kim fairly straight up. Kirchner on deck for Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, haven't really seen a good fastball in by Swenson yet, but it might be a good time for it to either freeze Kim or jam him for a ground ball to the left side. But
with these throw-offs, maybe he'll get or these pickoffs, I should say, maybe he'll get a mistake right here.
Yeah, maybe focusing a little too much on Contreras over there. Take his attention off of Kim and maybe make a mistake.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. A fastball to hit, but on the Titans softball clubhouse.
Yeah, it looked like I don't know if they were trying to go in there. I didn't see exactly where the catcher was set up, but looked like a pretty good fastball on the inner half that Kim just missed, and you would assume maybe a hard slider away here.
Contreras, another huge lead, doesn't take off this time. As Kim watches it hit in the dirt, and the umpire
will
rule him out. Yeah, saying the catcher Consarinia caught it in the air. So that's how the fifth will come to the end as Jake Swenson comes in this ball game and escapes the fifth. 5-3 UCLA. UCLA, an absolute bloodbath over there at Anderson Family Field right now. Cal State Fullerton up on UCLA 11-9. It's only the bottom of the third at the softball diamond. And here is some of the action going on at Anderson Family Field, and that's never good. That's Natalie Lozano right there. The Titans, one of their best players, if not their best player, and she's getting carted off. So that's the last thing I wanted to come back live to.
Training staff getting TV time is never good.
So hopefully she's all right over there at Anderson Family Field. But Ryan Sayo will come into this game for the Titans. It's just his fourth appearance on the season. A little sidewinder who will face 8-9-1 for the Bruins.
Yeah, again, Tuesday night baseball games, right? You're going to see some guys that you might not normally see on the weekends to get them some work, get them some eyes, so Coach Dietrich can see maybe more of what they can do rather than in their bullpen sessions on the side. So pretty big spot for Dietrich to throw Ryan Sayo in here on a Tuesday night against UCLA, but
5'11" senior is Sayo. Last pitch on the 10th versus San Diego State, gave up 2 runs all the way back in early March. It faces Phoenix Call, Kaysen Consarinia, and Dean West. Titans are hanging in versus the #1 team in the country right now. Solid job by Brady Dockin, who finishes the day with 3 punch outs.
Yeah, Sayo out of Indercombe High School in Sacramento. 4-year varsity baseball player. Looks like he played a little bit of golf up there too. It's pretty standard for pitchers, you know. Pitcher, but you like to play golf on the side. Not going to ruin that baseball swing at all.
Inning in a third scoreless for Dockin. Inning in 2/3 scoreless for Dylan Nieto, who keeps putting up zeros out of the Titans' pen. There's a little drop bunt right up the chute. Sayo fields, and what a play by Ryan Sayo.
Very good play. That was kind of an in-betweener. Couldn't obviously hear who was calling it, but Sayo taking control there, picking the ball up with his bare hand and making a good throw to first base to get a leadoff out.
Catcher Kaysen Consarinia, a big part of why UCLA has the lead right now. RBI single in the 4th inning. He was a part of 4 straight 2-out base runners in the 4th. What was your approach when you faced a guy that threw submarine like this?
My approach against a submariner like this is I would sit middle in on a fastball and try to bang it, to be honest. And if they threw a really good slider away, I would hope I could take it. But a lot of these, especially maybe at this level, at the college baseball level, a lot of these guys aren't going to be, as precise as maybe in professional baseball, but they're going to miss with the angle that they're coming at. It's going to miss on the middle inside to you, and I would kind of sit there and, to be honest, what Justin Turner, one of the greatest Titans that we've had here, told me is when you have a really good sidearm sinker baller throwing, is you try to hit the ball in the air, because typically what they're trying to do is to get you to ground out. So change your approach. Again, we're talking about a half an inch, right, on that baseball. Try to hit it in the air, and you're usually going to square it up. So that's one thing that I remember Justin Turner telling me back in the day.
It's only taken 5 pitches for Seo to retire 2 Bruins, but now faces Dean West, 1 for 3.
Yeah, and how about Seo this year? I mean, what does he have? One inning on the year, and gets thrown in the fire tonight against UCLA, and now he's got done a good job in getting 2 outs, but now he's, if he doesn't get this out, he's about to face some of the top hitters in the country, and I would include Dean West in that. Maybe not his stats so far this year, but this is a very dangerous hitter, and he's really going to try to get him out and try to keep Cholowski to lead off the 7th inning.
Yeah, if you're a batting average guy, Dean West won't stand out to you. If you're an on-base percentage follower, well, he is really none better than him. 436 on-base percentage in the leadoff hole, and his average doesn't stand out because he gets hit by so many pitches. 18 this year. And he's a guy that broke the UCLA record the hard way in the College World Series when he got hit by the most pitches. So he holds a lot of records at UCLA, most of them being a hit by pitch. 22 a season ago, which broke the UCLA record. 39 in his career.
Yeah, and how about this? If I'm looking at these stats correctly, UCLA, 82 hit by pitches on the year, if I'm reading that right. I mean, that is insane. I mean, that's, for taking one for the team.
Oh, Cato O'Hara almost making another dazzling play, but the speed by West. He'll be on first with 2 outs for Cholowski.
And West leading the team with 16 hit by pitches. I mean, I don't care what my leadoff hitter is hitting. If he's going to get on base like that with his walks and his hit by pitches, he's doing his job. The average will come with a hitter like West, but 82 hit by pitches for UCLA, 32 for Cal State Fullerton on the year. So, I mean, that's what, if my math is correct, I think it's 50. But, I mean, that's a lot of extra runners on base for UCLA.
Cholowski takes a first pitch slider from Seo. Ball number 1. He's 2 for 3. Both him and Dean West with a pair of hits. For West, that was his 11th multi-hit game of the year. .1-0 slider downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. This guy in Rock Cholowski that's been compared to some of the shortstop greats across the country throughout the lifetime of shortstop. Troy Tulowitzki is a big name that pops up when you hear about the
looks and kind of seems just like him. He has a little bit of a wider base in his stance than Tulo used to. I played my freshman year when Tulo was still at Long Beach State. He was very fun to watch and outstanding baseball player. They had him and Evan Longoria over there playing shortstop and third base, so they were very tough to beat back then. But yeah,
runner taken off, and here's Cato O'Hara charging this ground ball. And Seo, how about that, Jared? A scoreless 6.
Thrown in the fire and gets basically the best college baseball player in the country out. So good for him, and limiting the damage and keeping the lead to 2 runs for the UCLA Bruins.
The 2026 Big West Softball Championship returns to Anderson Family Field on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. Catch 4 great days of action May 6th through 9th as 6 teams battle for a conference title and an automatic bid to the NCAA Championship. For more information, go to bigwest.org/SBChamps. The 2026 Big West Softball Championship. Tickets are on sale now.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/Malama.
These two teams have faced each other 13 times in the postseason. Cal State Fullerton is 4-2 versus UCLA lifetime in regionals, 3-4 versus the Bruins in super regionals. Of course, have never faced off in the College World Series because how local they are. Of course, a lot of regionals and supers hosted either here or at UCLA. It's typically one or the other.
The NCAA always matches up the super regional matchups with West Coast teams. It seems like they only want one or two max in the World Series at a time. So, you know, Cal State Fullerton and UCLA or whoever it may be seem to always match up in the super regionals if they get through those regionals.
The Titans beat UCLA back in 2024. That was the game that was played at Angel Stadium. Colby Wallace had a home run the late of that game to propel the Titans to the win.
Yeah, surprising to see on the kind of historical records of Fullerton versus UCLA. Cal State Fullerton 71-44-2 on the total. That's, you know, all games combined. But, you know, as far as postseason goes, it's pretty even.
Yeah.
Us having a little bit of a notch in regionals and UCLA having a little bit of a notch in super regionals. But I'm sure that goes back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s when Fullerton kind of really dominated the Southern California region. But Coach Savage has these guys on track and looking to do some damage, not only in Southern California, but in the postseason and College World Series this year.
And this is Andrew Kirchner to start out the Titan half of the sixth.
Kirchner, he might be due. He might be due. This kid's got some serious power, light tower power.
And part of the Big West preseason team, the only Titan to be nominated to that category.
Yeah, I was super surprised after his season last year. What do you have, 60-ish, 70-ish?
70 RBIs.
70 RBIs. I mean, that is a great college baseball season, especially here at Goodwin Field. I was surprised to see him not get drafted and come back, but pleasantly surprised. A great piece of hitting, smoking that ball right up the middle there, get a leadoff guy on for the Titans. But yeah, once I kind of saw the fall roster for Fullerton, I saw Kirchner there, and I was like, oh man, let's go.
Yeah, I think that everyone was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Was Kirchner going to? He was that main guy that I think everyone was a bit, because you knew Maddox Lotta would be either going to Texas A&M or going to the MLB draft, and ended up getting undrafted, signing with the Blue Jays. And then Carter Johnstone was the next one, who played third base, freshman All-American last year. He went to Vanderbilt to play with his brother. And then we all had our eyes on Andrew Kirchner. What would he do? And then seeing his name, like you said, on the roster was just a big sigh of relief.
And then, I mean, just seeing his approach and his swing, I just think he's good. I think he can be a good professional baseball player.
Just past a diving Chalowski and Eli Lopez. Oh, this ball's bobbled in center by Call. He'll throw to third, and Kirchner takes an extra 90 feet. So does Eli Lopez, but UCLA might want a challenge.
Yeah, Martin wants a replay on that. From here, he looked almost easily safe, but looks like Martin's looking for a replay from the coaching staff. I don't know if we'll get it, but looked like Kirchner got in there. Very aggressive play. You already had, the tying run on base based on that base hit. So bobbled there in center field, and Kirchner took the extra bag. We'll see what comes of the replay here.
Man, Phoenix Call has been struggling in center, and it's going to be tough to overturn.
Got him on the helmet. Did the hand get in there first? We're going to see here on replay.
Yeah, that turnaround second, though, from Kirchner might have cost him just a half step.
Yeah, he almost had that. He was going back towards second as he bobbled it. But a great, what we would call back in the day, a second effort by the center fielder there. Didn't give up on the play. Oh, man, poor me. I made a mistake here. Got on that ball and made it and threw a strike to the third baseman. It's just a matter if he got him on that helmet before that hand got in there. But a big play in this game, right? Are you going to have second and third with nobody out, or are you going to have man on second with one out? So big review here by the umpires and UCLA challenge to.
We'll take another look ourselves here on ESPN Plus if we get the shot. And here we go again. We'll take a see Kirchner, lead runner. Look at this hesitation he had right there.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, because that left hand was the only hand that hit the bag. That right hand never touched the bag. It's a shot from our team, part of our Titan Sports Network crew. Looks to be... I don't know if it's overturned. It's close to... Yeah, right there looks like to be out. Yeesh. Great shot from our team here.
Yeah, and I don't want to blame Kirchner too much if he is called out there. That is an instinct play, and he could have it's an instinct play. Right when he bobbles it, you think to go, but then you could have maybe stopped and rethought that quickly there.
Oh, so they do rule Kirchner out. UCLA will retain their challenge, and that is a little gut-wrenching break for the Titans.
What a great play by the center fielder there. I mean, I know he's had a rough go of it on a few plays, but misplayed the ball, didn't give up on the play, grabbed the ball and threw a perfect one hop to tag Kirchner out there at third. And again, completely changes the inning, right? Second and third, nobody out. Now it's man on second, one out. So completely changed the inning.
Still an error on Phoenix call, is second on the ball game, but does retire that lead runner. Titans still in good business here with one out and Lopez at second. And Max Ortega.
And Lopez has got to really got to do a good job here at trying to read this ball in the dirt, see if he can't get to third base with one out with these on these sliders here from Swenson.
Ortega really just has not been able to hit UCLA, a guy who's been a Titan through and through as well, but 1 for 21 in his career versus UCLA. And what a time it would be to bust out of that.
And hopefully the Titan hitters or the Titan coaches are kind of noticing what Swenson's doing. Is if he gets behind in the count or when he needs to make a pitch, he's going to the slider. Okay, whether it's for a strike or a ball, he's going to the slider. He's kind of showing fastball, but the slider's the pitch that he really wants to get the Titan hitters out with.
Swenson pitched 1 2/3 scoreless versus Cal State Fullerton on March 3rd. Titans threatening. Another check on Eli Lopez. Hunter Meyer on deck. Kate O'Hara to follow if the Titans get there.
Yeah, big 3-4 hole there. Seen a few hits go that way towards the right side, but looking for Ortega to sit back on that slider and take it the opposite way. Looks like he's still trying to pull a little too much there on those swings for the first and second strike.
Ortega 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. Swenson's been dealing in nothing but off-speed pitches. Oh, a little short-hopped one. Oh, kick to the backstop, and Lopez will take an extra 90
feet.
That's
what I said. There we go.
So now a ground ball should do the trick for Ortega. That was about a 55-foot little slider. Constantinidia did a good job initially just keeping that ball, but took his eye off it at that last second and kicked it away.
Kind of kicked it himself there, and Eli Lopez saw that, got to third base. Now you got a runner on third base with one out. Max's job here is just to put the ball in play up the middle or in the air and try to get that run in and cut this lead down.
Another slider, and Ortega unable to lay off. 2 gone now.
Yeah, it's much easier to talk about up here, you know, in the booth about, you know, your approach and what to look for as we're seeing it. He's seeing it up here, but you know, swinging through 3 sliders in that at bat, you know, Ortega's walking back to the dugout, kind of probably rethinking his approach there, and should have just choked up, tried to put that ball in play, but got Hunter Meyer up here with two outs. And
yeah, Swenson's a guy too. I mean, looks like he hides the ball really well.
Absolutely.
With that kind of funky way he stands on the mound.
Yeah, and again, every time he goes up there, I'm expecting him to kind of throw like Seau from Fullerton from the side, but he's kind of, again, 3/4, hides the ball well, and a good slider is very tough to hit. There it is again.
Yeah, nothing but sliders recently.
And kind of similar to what we saw a couple weeks ago with the closer from Cal State Northridge. He just kept throwing sliders, and the Fullerton hitters could not adjust and hit it. So, I mean, you almost know what's coming. He's going to show fastball, but he's going to try to get you out with a slider.
Meyer 1 for 2. The true freshman laying off that pitch. Just seeing the progression of Hunter Meyer this year. That might be a pitch about earlier this year he's not laying off of.
Yep. He's doing a great job as a freshman for the Titans. He's going to battle up there. Slider again. I mean,
you might as well just expect it at this point.
Well, again, you know, there is an approach to sit off speed, right? Sit off speed, and again, foul off the fastball, or put the ball in play. I mean, he's throwing 91. I mean, that shouldn't this day and age really blow it by hitters. But you know, look off speed, foul off the fastball.
Cannot keep his swing back this time. Another slider strands Eli Lopez at third base. What looked like to be a big Titans inning ends up scoreless in the 6th.
First base side for ladies, third base side for men. There are additional restroom facilities available.
Still packed in that crowd. He's got to hug up against the fence over there, but I mean, what a great atmosphere this has been at Goodwin Field today, and just the pinnacle of baseball. Can't talk about the history of college baseball without these two schools and without the legendary Goodwin Field. So UCLA, who's on the road here to Goodwin Field, they're hopping on a plane tomorrow to go, or I should say probably later tonight or even earlier tomorrow, to go to Rutgers all the way over in New Jersey. They'll be playing Santa Barbara in a non-conference game here next week in LA over at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Also not the last Big West team that they will play. Also see Hawaii later in the year. Chris Hernandez is on for the Titans. Top half of the 7th inning. And 3, 4, and 5 scheduled up.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing UCSB, another good Big West school next week in the midweek. But that'd be another great weekend matchup if they ever got to play with the pitching staff that UCSB has this year, and Flora and some of their other guys. Fullerton's going to get a chance to go there here later this month as well. It's always a tough place to play, especially with their pitching staff.
Yeah, they got the Santa Barbara best ERA in the entire nation.
Wow.
Under 3.
That's impressive.
2.89. Here's some Mulavai.
And it's not really not really a pitcher's ballpark by any means. It is, from what I remember, kind of somewhat tough to pick up the ball there or see there, but it's definitely not a big ballpark by any means. So hats off to them.
Chris Hernandez into this ball game for Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah.
12th appearance for him on the season.
Out of the beautiful city of Bakersfield, California. It's actually kind of growing crazy up there. Used to get a chance to play there in the California League in professional baseball. Didn't love the stadium that we played in up there. It was, to be honest, pretty bad. But it was the best hotel in the league.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I think you'll take that. It was the best hotel in the league. It
was a DoubleTree. We got those delicious cookies when we checked in, and I always liked going there. Except I didn't like hitting there.
Why is that?
Well, their batter's eye in center field is exactly where the sun set. So the sunset was setting right behind the pitcher, and then they decided to leave about a 4 or 5 foot gap between the fence and the hitter's eye. So right about game time, around 7 p.m. here in the summer, the sun would just be peeking right through there and had no chance. And let alone, when you struck out, their dugouts were about halfway down the third base line. So it was about a 30, 40-yard walk when you struck out, and I used to be decent at that.
No, I don't think you've ever struck out. You were a singles kind of OBP guy nowadays.
Yeah, so it used to be a long walk back to the dugout when you struck out. Luckily, there was only about 100 people there.
Oh.
But yeah, it was it's a good little city, and again, a great DoubleTree out there. Shout out to the DoubleTree in Bakersfield.
2-2 from Hernandez to Lavu. Floats it over the head of O'Hara to left center. And Lavu will take a big turnaround first, but stop there. He'll lead off the single with his first knock on the game.
Yeah, they weren't going to keep him down tonight. It was just a matter of time for him. Same with Dean West, right? These guys are going to get their knocks.
Everybody in the lineup with hits outside of Phoenix call thus far, but he's still been on base. And that is the 12th Bruin hit. Roman Martin on a 1-for-3 day. I think anytime you hold Lavu to 1-for-4 day,
yep,
you'll take it.
Absolutely.
Roman Martin 1-for-3, singled all the way back in the first.
Yep, again, I don't know if we said it before, but a local product, Servite High School, Servite Friar. All right, we got one of our best Titans. Micaiah Negretti, I believe, is from there as well. But a lot of good baseball players coming out of Servite High School these days, huh?
Chris Grotu is also another Servite High School kid. Back end of the bullpen arm for UCLA. Servite coached by a former ex-big leaguer in Sean Gilbert. John Savage says he listens to baseball guys, and for a guy like Gilbert who played a boatload of years in the minor leagues, he listens to baseball people, and he's typically got good talent there at Servite. So.
Yeah, when you're a head college baseball coach, or even one of the assistants that are doing more of the day-to-day recruiting, right? You have to have guys around Southern California that you can trust in their opinions on certain guys. If they play for them, if they play against them, right? There's just certain guys out there that you can almost just take their word for it on some of these players. So, head coach over there at Servite seems to be one of those guys for Savage, and Dietrich for that matter.
Bouncing ball to Lopez. Flip to O'Hara. Relay in time. 4-6-3 on the ground. Chris Hernandez finds his best friend to retire Roman Martin.
Yeah, big double play there by the Titans. Good job by Eli Lopez not letting that ball take that extra bounce. Flipping it over to Kate O'Hara for a quick turn. You got a quick 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And again, this is what a great ball game we have here on a Tuesday night. Again, #1 team in the nation coming in here to Fullerton with a 15-15 record. Anything can happen in we'll say Big West baseball, but in this case Southern California baseball in general, right? Especially on a Tuesday night. Each team's going to throw 5, 6, 7 pitchers on the night. Anyone can win this ball game right now.
Here's Peyton Brennan with 2 outs. Yeah, John Savage most admittedly said that Cal State Fullerton should have knocked off UCLA when they first played each other. You play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game all you want, but the Titans bullpen, really their reliable arms in that game just kind of let them down late. Andrew Wright struggled a little bit, Brock Mayer as well, and UCLA took a lead. That game went to the 10th inning in March. Titans had 10 hits in that ball game. They've already got 8 today. Just haven't had big-time hits in this one.
Yeah, and kind of story of the year so far for the Titans, right? We have some of the offensive numbers, maybe the averages or the on-base percentages, but the timely hitting or the hitting with runners in scoring position, runners in scoring position with 2 outs, that's kind of where the Titans have been lacking so far this year. I forget what we said last week, but you know, how many one-run games have the Titans lost this year? 10, right? I mean, you know, you flip 5 or 6 of those with some timely hitting, and you know, your outlook on this season or your position on this season is very different. So, and again, a lot of games left. They can turn that around and maybe, you know, turn those percentages around in those one-run games and put themselves in a little different position going into hopefully the Big West tournament.
The Titans led that game in March all the way up until the 7th, but throwing error proved to be pretty costly from the Titans outfield. So 4-3 UCLA win. 5-3 ball game here, top half of the 7th. 2-2 pitch from Hernandez to Peyton Brennan. And the righty just misses off the zone. Trey Godoy, who has been an automatic base runner for the Bruins today, on deck. Brennan 1 for 3. The payoff pitch. Did that bat go around? It did indeed.
I think he did. Good inning by Chris Hernandez right there. Really good hard slider down and in. Get the Titans back in the dugout, see if they can't get something going here in the bottom of the 7th.
The 2026 Big West Softball Championship returns.
California grabs the ball to face 8-9-1 for the Titans, scheduled up in this inning. Randall pitched an inning versus the Titans earlier this year, struck out 2, also had a walk, but it was scoreless in that inning of work. And Cal Randall, now 16th appearance for him on the season, 21 strikeouts and 11 innings of work. So he is coming in to get big outs via the strikeout.
Yeah, not really sure about Randall's repertoire, but assuming based on what the Titans have done so far, I mean, looks like he, that gun just threw up 97 for a second there. I'm not sure if that was correct, but if it is, Titans are going to have a lot to deal with. But based on some of the Titans swings the last couple innings, that slider is going to come into play, and they're going to have to make some adjustments.
Randall was scoreless in 2 outings versus USC this past weekend, 1 2/3. Only threw 17 pitches in those 2 games combined. So this guy is fairly fresh for UCLA. And in steps Cade O'Hara, Cam Burdick, and Nick Miller. O'Hara's had a day defensively at shortstop.
Randall out of the, I assume it's the historic De La Salle High School up there in Concord, California. I remember, at least back when I was in my high school days and college days, they kind of ran all of California in football for sure. Won a bunch of state titles back in those days. I don't know how they're doing now, but very good high school up there.
I think your radar gun might be right. 97 from Cal Randall.
You got to get it going quick in 97. from what I remember back when I was a hitter, 92, 93 was a different thing, and then once you got 95 and above, it's you got to get going a lot quicker. There's even though it's only 3 or 4 miles an hour difference, I just felt like once it got above 95, it's a lot different than what you would think 3 or 4 miles an hour might be. So you got to get it going early, and
big league arm right here.
Yeah, good swing right there by O'Hara. He was just on that fastball, just missed it, fouling it straight back. But got a live arm in Randall here tonight.
A former number 4 right-handed pitcher in all the state of California in his graduation class in 2023 out of De La Salle. O'Hara has to fight 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like, I like reading bios and seeing what some of these guys are thinking, but he admires Nolan Ryan, and this kid definitely never got to see Nolan Ryan pitch, so good job by his parents, to, I guess, show him some video of Nolan Ryan and his mechanics and maybe his, quote-unquote, nickname bulldog mentality, right? And seems to have Nolan Ryan type of stuff with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. Talk about the Titans shortening their swings. Well, they're going to have to do it facing 97. 2-2. And O'Hara chases up high. 98 on the gun from Randall.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. You're not catching up to 98 at your chest.
Just smiling a little bit because I've never seen this kind of velocity at this level.
We definitely don't get to see it too often here in college baseball, but when you're of the stature that UCLA has built, recently, they're going to get guys like this.
Oh, yeah.
And as a college hitter, especially some of these guys, coming up here, 18, 19, 20 years old, you're not seeing this in high school other than maybe once a year. So it's going to be very, very challenging for them. They got to choke up. Try not, it's very, again, easy to see up here, but don't try to hit the home run. These the pitcher in this scenario is going to supply the power. Choke up. All you got to do is put that barrel on the ball and try to get a base hit and get some action out there for the Titans.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Cam Burdick sat down on strikes. 4 straight strikeouts for Bruins pitching. Nick Miller will just try and make some contact. Cal Randall, too, Jared, you would like this one. A guy that can also ride a unicycle. Have you had your fair share of unicycles?
No. I grew up in a little bit, like I guess you would call it the sticks, where I had about, as big as our space here of cement. So I cannot balance on anything. Balance is not one of my fortes, but that's very impressive. Unicycle, no, I would have no chance on that.
1-1 on Miller.
But that's what, again, in my opinion, baseball players are the best athletes out there, right? We can do many different things. In his case, a unicycle, but golf, a lot of these guys could go throw a football 50 yards very easily with a spiral, shoot a three-pointer, whatever it may be, but also be able to hit, in this case, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball or throw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball if you're Cal Randall. But, yeah, a lot of good athletes in baseball players.
Had a 185 batting average against a season ago. This year at 158. I love that little swing from Nick Miller right there.
Yeah,
Knowing you're not going to catch up to it, but just see another pitch.
Yeah, and what I really want to see, I didn't see him, Nick Miller so far, but the other two hitters. Even me as a bigger guy, I'm choking up right here. I am choking up and just trying to do whatever I can to put this ball in play. If I don't, I don't. But I know I'm doing the right thing for the team and the best statistical advantage for me to put the ball in play against a guy throwing 99 was the last pitch before that one. That's cheese.
Yeah.
So
at 6'4" too, so that's getting a lot closer to you than it would be just a normal pitcher as well.
Absolutely.
2-2 to Miller. Soft grounder, Chalowski. Smooth as can be is the Bruins shortstop. 3 up and 3 down for Cal Randall. We head to the 8th. 5-3. UCLA up.
At Cal State Fullerton, you don't just follow the path. You create your own. Where innovation meets boundless creativity. Every voice, every vision, every possibility. Where passion is pursued every day. Where opportunity makes the impossible become possible.
Every story begins with passion.
55.
At Cal State Fullerton, that passion lives through the Titan Sports Network. Built by students and student athletes who bring every game, every moment, and every heartbeat to life. Behind every camera and every call is a storyteller, learning, creating, and capturing what it means to be a Titan. This is more than a broadcast. It's our story told by us. The Titan Sports Network, where passion meets purpose.
Brock Mayer, another Titan arm into this ball game. He will come in to face 6, 7, and 8 for UCLA. Leads this game 5-3. 5 runs on 12 hits for the Bruins. 3 and 8 for the Titans. As Brock Mayer will be the 7th reliever for Jason Dietrich today. And 12 hits, 5 runs to show for. Titan pitching staff is, yet again keeping these bats in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, coming into the ball game, if you would have told me the Titans only give up 5 runs, I think I know I would have taken it. I'm sure Dietrich, Coach Dietrich wouldn't have, being the competitor that he is. But Titans pitching has done a good job against this prolific UCLA offense so far and keeping them to 5 runs. But UCLA pitching has done just a little bit of better job. But again, Titans got 6 outs to work with. They got to throw up a 0 here and see if they can't get something going against this UCLA bullpen.
DH and Trey Godoy, Aiden Aguayo, Phoenix Call, all scheduled to be due up. One run in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the fourth for the Bruins offense. That was the last time this game has seen a run, was that 4th inning. Titans have all 3 that came in the second. So Godoy, part of a 2-for-2 day, been on base all 3 times.
Good off-speed pitch by Mayer to start it off.
And Brock Mayer now 14th appearance, 20 innings of work this year, 19 strikeouts. Batting average against Brock Mayer, 191 this season.
Yeah, he's done a really good job for the Titans this season and been one of their kind of go-to guys in the bullpen thus far through the season. So he's done a good job, and that's why Coach Dietrich called on him to hold this lead to a 5-3 ball game and see if he can't get the Titans back in the dugout to do some damage on offense. But
Godoy off the end of his bat over as O'Hara! Superman dive for out number 1.
What a great play by O'Hara right there. I think from our angle, we kind of saw that coming the whole time with the ball in the air. I mean, we kind of knew he was going to get there, but he made a great diving play. And again, as we said earlier,
this kid's unbelievable.
He's a very good ball player, all-around ball player, defensively and offensively. And I'm really excited to see for this last, third to a half of the season that we have left, with him being healthy, this defense that we're seeing here on the infield out there, hopefully for most of the rest of the season, right? What the Titans can do going into Big West play this weekend and beyond.
This is Aiden Aguayo, 1 for 3. But Cato O'Hara looks healthy, and he looks like he's playing free.
Yep,
having fun.
Absolutely, having him out there, and having Cameron Kim there at third base is a really good defensive setup for the Titans. And then if Cato O'Hara can do what he's done lately on offense, things are looking up for the Titans. Going into this weekend series, and again the rest of the season.
Yeah, Ty Thomas has been a really good defender at third base this year too. Just only one error for Ty Thomas, but. With the injuries he's battling, maybe not a bad idea to have him DH. And then, man, that lineup looks really good. And you got production, too, from Nico Lombardi, the Titans' backup catcher, who's really having a good year.
Yeah, I like that. I love Nico Lombardi, man.
He's a great kid.
Yeah, really, really good kid. Again, the things that I care about, as I've said on a broadcast before here and there, but when these guys come up and shake your hand and say hello, that's what you expect as an alumni, and just the respect that he shows. And he's just a camaraderie guy. He's a team guy, and you can just tell just by when I walk into the dugout and say hello, you can just tell the energy that he brings to the Titan baseball team.
Well, Chalowski hasn't had a lot of opportunities ground ball wise, and Cato O'Hara is showing, hey, I could do this too.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at this play, easy.
Yeah,
that sidearm sling, he's got it down.
Yeah, I've seen some Chalowski highlights online or on TV this year, and he can make some outstanding plays. We saw one last inning that was it was a tough play, but he made it look routine. But he hasn't really had that. I guess really tough play to kind of show his range tonight so far, but obviously we know he has it in there.
Phoenix Kahlo for 2, a walk and a run scored. Titans were sitting pretty in that 4th inning. 2 outs, just a runner on first. Then a walk, a single by Consorenia, double from Dean West, a Chalowski single. Ended up providing those 3 runs. Again, those 2-out walks. It's a pitcher's enemy.
Yeah,
Pitchers know it.
We had one error on a double play attempt, I think, that might have gave them a run, or at least moving a runner to get a run. But pretty solid game for the most part by both teams defensively. Really good pitching, and just a little more timely hitting by UCLA so far.
Yeah, that was in the 2nd inning. That what would have looked like to be a 6-4-3 double play ended up being an error by Eli Lopez at second base. But Brock Mayer comes in to just set down the Bruins side in order. Well, the Titans have had the late inning magic this year. Will they have it again tonight? 6 outs to play with, down by 2. Fullerton on the road for Big West play, which they are for the most of April on the road for conference play. They will be back here at home next Tuesday versus the San Diego Toreros. Yeah, Titans are hitting the road for the long run in conference play. We'll see them just for a couple of non-conference games, of course, like this one here in the month of April. May is really when we'll see the Titans during conference play next. So a fun start in April as see the look on the Bruins fan. He's got the Bruins bucket hat matching the Bruins.
They look nervous. They look nervous a little bit. They know there might be a little Titan magic coming.
Yeah. Gentleman holding 2 churros walking in front of him.
Oh. The The old double churro.
Concession still going up here. We got Grubhub pickup too. That's how busy we are today. A sold-out crowd of 3,311 people. As here's Jared and I. Jared's been a really fun ball game today. We get the free rally towels today as well. Let's go Titans. You got the orange one, we got the blue ones, we got them all. We were waving them, and the Titans are going to need them, but 2, 3, 4 coming up. Paul Contreras, I mean, it's how you want to start an inning, right?
This is the time to go if you're a Titan fan. They got 2, 3, 4 coming up. Looking to, again, little Titan magic on a Tuesday night. We'll see what happens.
Jack O'Connor into this ball game for UCLA. Faces Contreras, Kim, and Kirchner. But a sold-out crowd of 3,311 people just missed out on the top 10 attendance crowds in the lifetime of Goodwin Field.
Wow, I love to see that. And again, for most of this game, it's been standing room only. Love to see it. And
oh my goodness, a towering pop-up. Left field line, is it going to remain in play is the question. West reaches over.
He almost had that. Almost had that. Fence was a little too high down there.
But you were here for one of the most attended attendance games in 2007, April 22nd versus Pacific University.
Really?
3,514 people packed this stadium.
Interesting, against Pacific, huh? I would have thought, I don't know, I guess I would have thought one of our super regional games at some point in those, couple, years that I was here. But Pacific, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
12-1 victory for you guys.
Must have been $1 hot dogs that night.
It's true. Yeah, 2 most attended games were super regionals in 2005 versus Arizona State.
And we didn't even serve beer back then, to my knowledge. So people were just coming out
for baseball.
Yeah, just baseball. Not even a beer here and there.
Well, the Titans crowd is trying to get this Titans offense into it. 3-1 pitch coming from Jack O'Connor. And Paul Contreras right behind the plate. Consarinia out number 1. Big pitch from O'Connor.
Yeah, big pitch by O'Connor to get, the Titans' best hitter thus far this season out, and a leadoff out at that. Cameron Kim coming up here to, again, look to, do some damage against his former team, but, again, for the Titans, just get a runner on base and see what you can do from there.
O'Connor, a senior out of Palos Verdes, California. He's just done nothing but put up zeros this year as O'Connor. 11 appearances, 9 of them have been scoreless. 5 straight zeros, too, for O'Connor out of the pen. Cameron Kim 0 for 3.
Yeah, going to be, tough for the Titans really to come back in this game, because we're probably, we're seeing UCLA's quote-unquote guys now later in this game. They have 2 off days. There's no nothing to hold them back per se.
Oh, Cameron Kim scorching one right past Roman Martin at third base, and Kim has his first hit versus his former team.
Yeah, good piece of hitting on a hanging slider or curveball right there by Cameron Kim. Again, just get a runner on base. See what the rest of your lineup can do. You got 2 guys coming up here that can, especially in Kirch, that can put the ball out and tie this game very easily against a right-handed pitcher. Open up, now again you open up that 3-4 hole. Actually looks like they're playing a pretty significant shift on him, so hopefully you can use that middle of the field and get an easier hit.
Kirchner did single his last at-bats. Been a guy too to punched a couple singles throughout the season through the left side. The power numbers have of course been down from a season ago when he did hit 12 homers, but his approach this year feels like it's just been a bit different, going the other way. Ooh. Like he's trying to do there.
Man, he just missed that. I don't know, I wouldn't call it maybe a hanging changeup, but it was a little higher than O'Connor wanted it to be, and Kirchner just missed from putting that ball in the Arboretum and tying this game up. Again, tough part about hitting and these big situations, stay within yourself, right? Do not try to be the hero. Just try to hit the ball on the line, and then home runs will happen from there. Another good swing. He's been on the changeup, on the fastball right there. But now, got to go into battle mode again with 2 strikes. You know, I don't want a hitter like Kirchner to necessarily choke up too much, but it's about the approach. Don't try to do too much and get too big with 2 strikes. You know, now it's about putting the ball in play. It's going to be tough for them to double them up on with the way their defense is playing here.
Well, did get a piece, and somehow holding on to that ball was Consarinia.
Good job by the catcher there. I heard the tip, but clearly did not hit the ground, I assume.
So 2 outs now in the 8th for Eli Lopez. Lopez, 147th game as a Titan in his career, 166 career hits. Now 5-game hit streak for Eli with a single his last at bat. Another guy that has not hit UCLA well in his career, 4 for 24 throughout his 4 seasons as a Titan.
Yeah, up in a big spot here. Just looking to what we used to say is pass the baton, right? Just get it to the next guy. You don't have to do it all yourself. Get on base some way, somehow to give Ortega a chance. And same for Ortega if he gets up, right? But tough to do against this UCLA pitching staff, let alone their bullpen. Some of these guys they're throwing out, they got some really good stuff.
0-2 pitch to Lopez. First is Kim. 7-game on-base streak for Eli Lopez. Team's record 11-4 when Lopez has a hit this year. Playing no doubles defense, too. You see the third baseman, Martin, playing pretty much right on the third baseline. 1-2, and Lopez lays off. Playing well off the line over, though, in right field is Brennan.
Yeah, big 3-4 hole, big 5-6 hole. Again, just do whatever you can to put this ball in play and make them make a play on you.
The strikeout will end this 8th inning, excuse me. As coming out of the pen was Jack O'Connor, who sits down 2 Titans as we head to the final frame at Goodwin Field, 5-3 UCLA on ESPN+. The softball team on the verge of knocking off the number 8 ranked team in the nation in UCLA. They're looking for some insurance runs here off of Taylor Tinsley. But 11-10 Fullerton up, and how about that? Possible upset.
Yeah, what a game going on over there. I mean, the Titans, you know, lady softball players, they're no you know,
yeah, they're no joke.
Yeah, they got a good team this year, and
always in the College World Series too, Women's College World Series. And Megan Grant, Jordan Woolery leading the bunch over there.
Looking to see, do they have a Big West tournament for the softball now too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they got it all.
Yeah, so hoping to see the Titan softball.
Yeah, it's here this year actually.
Is it?
It's here
Nice.
last year and here this year.
See them do a little damage in the postseason this year. That'd be fun to see.
Waiting for that team to go back to regionals. But here is UCLA, top of the 9th, final at-bats for them. 9-1-2. Brock Mayer Pitched a handful of games this year over an inning of work. Last appearance for him was 2 innings. Against UC Riverside, 2 scoreless for Mayer. That 9-3 victory for the Titans, in which Mayer also got the save in that ball game. But we'll see Constant-Rinia, Weston, Chalowski. Mayer trying to find the zone. Does here, 2-1 count.
And I can't see what number we got down there in the bullpen for UCLA. If it's doesn't look like their typical closer in Easton Hawk. Looks like a different number than what he's got. But anyways, I expected him to come in and kind of try to close this game out here on Tuesday night with 2 days rest in between their next game. We'll see.
3-1 from Brock upstairs. A leadoff walk to the number 9 hole hitter. Constant-Rinia has just played well in his time. Very limited action this year as a Bruin. Has been the Cashel Duggar show behind the plate, but Constant-Rinia has been on base 3 times today.
Yeah, I was looking forward to see Cashel Duggar play a little bit. His dad is the head, I guess, athletic trainer for the Rockies. When I was there, he was in the big league, so I didn't really get to deal with him. I mean, I met him a few times, but kind of cool connection there. But clearly, his son got to grow up around baseball and around the Rockies organization and the big leagues, and turned out pretty well for him.
He was a guy, too, that was an original outfielder in high school, recruited as an outfielder, and now he's being the backup catcher.
Wow. And that's got to be tough to do. That's the toughest position to learn.
Yeah.
Especially defensively. I mean, just to be squatting down there for 9 innings for one, and then calling pitches, blocking balls. Good for that young man.
Well, Dean West, his 5th at-bat, a 2-for-4 day for West. $11 multi-hit games for him on his season. 3rd most runs he's scored in the Big Ten. As West goes the other way this time, Nick Miller has it in his tracks for out number 1. And in comes Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, just real quick reading Dean West's bio. One of his relatives, Chasten West, was a Super Bowl champion with the Packers back in 2011. That's pretty cool connection there. Seems like a pretty athletic family.
We'll get a pinch runner on UCLA will for Constant-Rinia.
Yeah, we got one more chance to see Rock Chalowski tonight.
2-for-4 day for Chalowski. John Savage was quoted earlier this year saying nobody cares about, he's never met anybody that cares more about baseball than Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, I just love hearing things like that about the star players, taking the me out of it, only caring about the we. When you're the stature of Rock Chalowski, right? Your numbers are going to be there. Be a team player. Be a leader on the team, on and off the field.
Well, this ball's hit a long way to left center field. Hunter Meyer giving in a run. Excuse me, that's Cam Burdick, and it's not going to matter. Burdick out of room. It's out of here. 2nd on the game for Chalowski. And he extends the Bruin lead now, 7-3.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of a hanging slider there that Chalowski just demolished to left center field. That thing had to have gone, 410 feet in deep left center.
It kind of looked like, too, he was ahead of that pitch.
Yep, stayed back on it again. Looked like a little bit of a hanging slider there, but Chalowski absolutely punished that ball. Not disappointing us tonight, right?
Get your money's worth.
Yep. That's what, a lot of the fans here tonight came to see this, great UCLA baseball team on a 23-game winning streak, I believe, and one of the best players in college baseball, if not the best. And he's putting on a show tonight.
2 for 3 day for Cholowski, his 13th home run on the season.
Gasparino, had to take the day off, and Cholowski caught him there in home runs here in one game.
A third multi-homer game for Rock Cholowski this year.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that kid is going to be a special player for some major league team in this upcoming draft. And he's a guy too. I mean, I was watching a baseball game a couple of days ago, and they were just talking about how quick players are just going through systems now. As Lavu unable to beat out the throw, and just another nifty play from O'Hara. But we've seen so many first-round draft picks, even in the 2024 draft, that are now big-time impact players in the MLB, and there's no reason why Cholowski will not be able to make that jump quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. The college baseball has changed. Major League Baseball has changed. 20, 30 years ago, you were seeing, a bunch of 30, 35, 40-year-olds in the big leagues just, staying there forever. Now these Major League Baseball teams are getting their prospects through the minor leagues, proving what they can do quickly and giving them an opportunity in the big leagues. And, Cholowski's on that track to probably play a year and a half of minor league ball, if I would assume, and he'll be up there getting a shot in the big leagues with whoever gets the opportunity to draft him.
Roman Martin, John Savage talked about it as well. It's no question that there's a bunch of draft eligible guys this year, but none of them are thinking about that. They've got one goal in mind, and that's to bring a national championship back to Westwood.
Yeah, and at the same time, this is their year, right? I mean, they're going to lose. I mean, they can restack their team through NIL, through the portal, or whatever it may be. But this is their year, right? They got to Omaha last year, brought back basically the same lineup this year. They're proving that they are, they can win the national championship. It's just a matter of if will they, and if they can be playing their best baseball, going into June.
Yeah, I mean, John Savage even told us, some of the best teams don't even go to the College World Series. I mean, look at last year even. That's no discredit to what Dan Skirka's Murray State team did, because that was an unbelievable run. They were must-watch baseball. But, again, did anybody think Murray State was going to walk out of regionals and super regionals? Like, again, you just never know. And there's been so many good UCLA teams as well as Cal State Fullerton teams, for that matter, that have not been able to make it to Omaha.
Yep.
So Mayer gets the third out of this ninth inning. Another two-run home run off the bat of Rock Cholowski, his 13th on the season. UCLA looks to close things out and move to their 24th straight win. Naomi Moreno Lopez on the home plate cameras. Third base, Angel Batista. Charlie Rondu as well, somewhere around here at Goodwin Field. Samantha Vo as well, our executive producer, and Tim Jackson, our director today, and Jacob Fisk, I should say. Jacob, I'm sorry for stuttering your last name. On graphics is Cesar Tovar, replay Adrian Martinez, and on audio Mateo Barat. Our engineer is Zach Tapper.
Yeah, this crew does a great job here at Goodwin Field, right? I think we're working with, 4 or 5-man camera crew.
Yeah,
and
it's tougher today with the softball, so we've got double barrel action ourselves.
Trying to follow the ball around is not easy, and they do a great job here, so we appreciate what they do.
Justin Lee, the new arm into the game for UCLA. New catcher as well. Cashel Duggar will be back behind the plate. And Nico Lombardi will lead off this inning. A Titan pinch hitter in the spot of Max Ortega. This game just has not disappointed thus far. 7 runs on 13 hits for UCLA. Again, Dean West having his impact. Of course, Rock Chalowski as well. 2 homers for the Bruin shortstop. Again, we've really seen it all in this game. We'll see if the Titans can score 4 unanswered, even 5 to take a lead and walk this game off.
Yeah, Justin Lee coming in here pumping 96. Going to make it really tough on the Titans, and just how the depth that Coach Savage and UCLA has is really incredible.
Oh, old school shift right here for the Bruins. I've never seen a first baseman play that far off the bag, though.
I don't know. I actually completely... we're going to see what happens. He cannot... I don't think he can get to first base if... I mean, I've never seen... I played first base myself. I've never seen a first baseman play that far over. I don't think he can get there and catch, a ground ball if it's hit to the left side. And again, on a guy throwing 96, you would think he might be late, and they're, hey, Coach Savage knows what he's doing, but I've just never seen a first baseman play that far off the line and expect to get back there. Maybe they're banking on the strikeout, which worked out.
Clearly. So Lombardi strikes out. Justin Lee now, for him this year, his 10th appearance, record of 2-0. No saves for Lee.
And then they go back to regular, so I don't know what they had on Nico Lombardi there, but
extreme pull apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, I just really wanted to see a ground ball to the left side to see what they would have done there, because
it would have thrown off the fielders too. I mean,
that's a long run to get there and catch the ball, but hey, what do I know?
And Duggar can't catch that one. It's a fastball at 95 to the backstop. 9 strikeouts for the Titans offense today. They have 3 runs on 9 hits. They've stranded 5 on the bases. Have had opportunities this game, but not many. Hunter Meyer, the hitter, 1 for 3. Now the count is 3 balls and no strikes. O'Hara and Burdick to follow. Never like those strike calls.
No. It should almost be a rule, but I get it. If you can't catch it, it's not a strike.
He did give up an earned run his last outing versus Cal State Fullerton this year. 30 appearances ago, though, a season ago for Lee. That was tied for the most of any reliever, but only 10 this year. He's a guy who has struggled in his lifetime versus the Titans. 3 outings, has given up a run in each of them.
And again, would love to see some of these Titan hitters just, choking up on that bat a little bit. It's not necessarily about choking up to make your swing shorter. It's a mentality when you're going up to the plate that I'm going to keep my swing short and just do what I can to put this ball in play. I don't know how many strikeouts we have tonight. 10 strikeouts. I mean, that's, too many strikeouts, but haven't seen too many hitters go up there choking up. Again, a mentality more than actually keeping your swing short. But what do you do?
Last pitch, 297 to strike out Meyer. Cato O'Hara, although the Titans losing this game 7-3, what an impact he has had defensively today as it's booted at third by Martin. And still in time to retire O'Hara. Well, the Titans challenge, they will.
Yeah, you got to challenge it. I mean, no choice there. It looks like I thought he got him by a quarter of a step, but you got to challenge it just to make sure on the last play of the game.
So UCLA was already storming the field. They're going to have to go back to their dugout. So Cal State Fullerton will take one last look at this play over at third by Martin. And we will keep it here on ESPN Plus for now. Again, Titans' next home game on Tuesday versus the San Diego Toreros.
See if we can't get a look at the replay again. From up here, it looked like just barely got him, but only the replay will tell.
The umpiring crew led by Jet Minton and Troy Hodak over there to look at the replay. Here's another look. Again, reminder, he was ruled out, so it would have to be something conclusive to overturn the call. Ooh. Umpiring crew will get together and confirm that he is out. So the Titans will drop this ball game to UCLA and drop both versus the Bruins on a final score of 7-3. What are your overall thoughts about this one?
Yeah, it was a good game. The Titans hung in there, but you know, best player in the country, Rock Chalowski, had something to say about it, and 2 home runs. What an exciting player, and what an opportunity for us to be able to call a game with, you know, basically the best player in the country. That was a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, Dean West had a pair of hits himself. Chalowski, 3 hits, 2 homers. Roman Martin had a hit. Really everybody that stepped in the lineup for the Bruins had a big-time hit, and Cal State Fullerton set to hit the road for a rivalry weekend versus Long Beach State, a big-time series in Big West play.
Yep. Again, this game doesn't do anything for the Titans' overall, you know, playoffs or Big West tournament chances. They got to go and take care of business at Long Beach State this weekend.
So what a fun little day it was today, as a chance to see the #1 team in the country and the #1 player in the country, as Rock Chalowski will watch his Bruins move to 30-2 overall. They are now winners of 24 straight ball games. Cal State Fullerton falls under 500 now, 15-16 overall. 7 runs on 13 hits, 6 left on base for the Bruins. 3 runs, 9 hits, 5 left on base for Cal State Fullerton. So we thank you for tuning in for our entire Titan Sports Network crew. And for Jared Clark, my name is Cameron Osborne, signing off from Fullerton. Well, UCLA takes this non-conference Tuesday baseball game on a final score of 7-3. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.